Hello, hello, hello. What is going on, everybody? How we all doing? Good to see you. Thank you guys for coming by. We're going to get started soon. I just turned the fan off. It's going to get hot in here. I don't want the fan noise, though. Nothing worse than hearing a fan noise.
See how the sun and the moon bow for you, but you won't open your eyes. I'm all by my crack. I see a ruka bye-bye. Tick-tock, pretty baby. You can get it back, don't you waste it. To grow from your past, gotta face it. Oh yeah, you're the key to the kingdom. Oh, you are the remedy. Don't know what's inside, but you're the key to the kingdom. You're the key to the kingdom. So believe, even if you can't see, I'll never leave. 'Cause you're the key to the kingdom. You're the key to the kingdom. Here's some things you have to know. It go hard for man to grow when you feel you've had enough. You gotta breathe. Just remember who you are. You forget, look to the stars. Even the strong get a weak. But you're the key, you're the key. Tick-tock, pretty baby. You can get it back, don't you waste it. To grow from your past, gotta face it. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Tick-tock, pretty baby. You can get it back, don't you waste it. To grow from your past, gotta face it. Oh yeah, you're the key to the kingdom. Oh, you are the remedy. Don't know what's inside, but you're the key to the kingdom. You're the key to the kingdom. So believe.
All right. We're going to do one more song, and then we're going to get started. So stick around.
You're the key to the kingdom.
Just like the tree, just like the Chinese bamboo tree. See, eyes might not see the greatness inside you that lies within. Oh yeah, come sip on your drum. You know go stay down for long. Whenever in doubt and alone, just remember you're the king and the kingdom.
Tick-tock, pretty baby. You can get it back, don't you waste it. To grow from your past, gotta face it. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Tick-tock, pretty baby. You can get it back, don't you waste it. To grow from your past, gotta face it. Oh yeah, you're the key to the kingdom. Oh, you are the remedy. Don't know what's inside, but you're the key Did you hear that sound? Silence. Gonna jump it down backwards, despite this feeling. Backwards, despite this feeling. I'm caught beyond the feeling I won't live far beyond this. I'm caught beyond the feeling I won't live far beyond these years. We're growing in a vicious garden. We don't complain or nothing. Did you hear that sound, baby? Gonna jump it down forward, despite this feeling. Forward, despite this feeling. Hello, that's crazy. That would be hello. That's crazy. That would be taking up and some shit. Taking up and some shit. Hello, that's crazy. That would be hello. That's crazy. That would be taking up and some shit. Taking up and some shit. I'm caught beyond the feeling I won't live far beyond this. I'm caught beyond the feeling I won't live far beyond these years. We're growing in a vicious garden. We don't complain or nothing. Did you hear that sound, baby? Gonna jump it down forward, despite this feeling. Forward, despite this feeling. Hello, that's crazy. That would be hello. That's crazy. That would be taking up and some shit. Taking up and some shit. Hello, that's crazy. That would be hello. That's crazy. That would be taking up and some shit. Taking up and some shit.
What's up, everybody? How we doing? Oh, it's good to see everybody. All right, how do we hit this? Do like a fade out here. That's a pro DJ fade out right there. What is up, guys? Definitely a lot of fun stuff to talk about today. So thank you guys for coming. I don't know. I feel like a lot of the people in here, it seems like there's some Salvo crossover. So, I mean, his stream the other day, his Def Noodles stream, oh my God, I have not seen anything that crazy in a very, very long time. So excited to talk about that. And what I love about that, like sort of like whole story is, I feel like nobody else in the commentary community has actually like done a roast battle before. I have done a few roast battles. In fact, what we'll do, we're going to watch Def Noodles. We're going to watch the roast. We're going to have my friend Matt Maron. He's going to call in. So if you guys don't know who Matt Maron is, he runs the Comedy Fight Club in New York City. So we'll get sort of like an expert opinion on how roast battles are supposed to be run. And then afterwards, what we're going to do, we'll watch Def Noodles. I haven't even seen this yet. Apparently, he made a video explaining himself, like why the event went so poorly. So very excited to see that. And then what we'll do, just to be fair, because I feel like nobody else is going to do this, I'm going to play a fucking video of me doing a roast battle. It's going to be, I mean, they're terrible. I look like a fucking idiot in them, but I don't know. I feel like nobody else has ever done a roast battle that's even in like the YouTube sphere. So it's kind of funny seeing everybody giving like, their roast battle opinions or whatever. I think most of these people are fucking off about all this shit, but let's see here. Where are my notes here? I think there's some words of affirmation that I wanted to start with. I think there was some fun stuff. Let me see here. Oh, God. Who else is just completely in love with the Pete Davidson Kim Kardashian breakup? I am so excited to learn more about what went on behind the scenes with Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson. What kind of weird fetish sex stuff were those guys up to? Because that's what Pete Davidson is in a lot of ways. He's just like a fetish for women. He's like for women that fantasize about being with men that kill themselves. So it kind of like satiates that thing. It's a sick fucking female thing. I don't know what it is, but women have like propped up Pete. Now he's like this sex item. And I'm imagining like Kim was like walking him around on a leash, like drinking out of dog bowls on the ground. She was peeing on him. She was farting on him. I don't know what the fuck they got into, but you know that they did some really just disgusting sex stuff. Like, I can't even imagine the type of stuff that Pete would have to do, because I found this video and it seems like total bullshit, like one of those T drama channels, but it's claiming that Pete Davidson broke up with Kim K because she made him do too freaky of sex stuff. Oh, man. So we'll watch that, but first, let's check this out. I'm not totally sure what this is, to be honest. Source. Small camera. What? Wait, where'd I go? There I am. Okay, fantastic. Perfect. All right, let's check this girl out. Let's check her out. She seems cool. Look at how blue she is. Oh, my God. Look, she's like fucking Violet from Willy Wonka.
You'll only play in this if you value your life. Is to shut the fuck up. Listen exclusively to black, brown, and indigenous women, femmes, and non-men. Throw every resource you have and use your privilege to back us in every way. You are a big reason why we are in this mess. From the day black, brown, and indigenous people made contact, were forced to interact with the colonizer, we have been fighting back. The freedoms we have now are because of our fight and struggle. And the reason why those freedoms are being taken away is because of you and yours. Like I said, your only play in this is to shut the entire fuck up and put everything bet on black, bet on brown, bet on indigenous. Put everything you got behind us. Move entirely out of the way and watch us fucking work.
All right. I mean, I think we should listen. I think I got to end the stream. Shit. This seems like, what is it? You guys ever see Holes? This is like Madame Zeroni's like stepdaughter, you know? There's some type of very like voodoo thing going on here. But I think she's got a good point, to be honest with you. These black and indigenous people have had it too hard for too long. I agree with everything she says, to be honest with you. And look at how beautiful she is, too. I love blue lipstick. I think there's nothing uglier in the world than women with like black or purple lipstick. I don't know why. It's just a weird look, especially on her. I mean, it's kind of, I don't want to, this looks like, her mouth looks like a diseased butthole right now. Have you guys ever seen like blue waffle? I'm sure some of you guys know what blue waffle is. This is like a blue waffle butthole situation in the mouth right here, which honestly is getting me a little too horny. So I got to put that away. That's what I don't even know what her name is. What is her name? Lady Speech and Kofa. So I like her. I think she's nice. Okay, so we're gonna get started on the Def Noodle stuff soon. Let's watch this Pete Davidson Kim Kardashian thing.
One time
I was watching this earlier today and it was like jarring. And again, I think, please, you guys tell me if you think this is real or if this is fake, because honest to God, I can't tell if this is real reporting or if this is like SEO, text to speech, like some type of Russian manipulation type thing going on. But I don't know. I like this story. I like thinking that Pete Davidson reveals Kim Kardashian forced him to do weird stuff in bedroom. That headline enough is like, boom, sold. This whole thing could be a lie, but that headline alone is so good. I would love to think that Kim Kardashian has just been like cutting him and pouring hot candle wax on him and making him watch videos of 9/11 while she pegs him in the ass and says his father's name over and over again. Who knows what type of shit they were getting into, but it definitely, I don't know. Let's see what she has to say.
One time Pete was like, babe, let's go get some ice cream at Thrifty. And I was like,
Oh, Madame Rigatoni. I like that.
you are making me so horny. Rite Aid? Thrifty?
Kim Kardashian recently broke up with Pete Davidson, but not many know that when they were together, she used to force him to do weird stuff in bed. Even though there were many reasons why the famed celebrity couple.
Wait, I've never heard any evidence of that anywhere. Turn the volume. Turn the video volume up a bit. Okay, yeah. I've been having difficulty with my audio levels. So if you guys ever notice there's some type of technical issue or like the audio levels are too low or something's fucked up with the video, message right away. Even if other people are typing it, write that down so I can see, so we can fix. Okay, thank you. Let's see here. Turn this up. All right, tell me if that's a good level.
It seems like their weird sex life may have been one of them. Despite Kim making public claims that she was super happy with Pete in bed, he did not share in these sentiments and was seemingly disturbed about all the weird stuff she made him do in bed. After all, Kim has had much more experience in this department than Pete.
You know what this reminds me? Oh, God, look at how fucking ugly he is. Look at it. Hey, I'm Pete Davidson. I'm here to fuck Kim Kardashian. But, What is it? Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Aqua Teen Hunger Force. By the way. Click that. Okay. What is it? Carl with the sirens in Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Yes, this right here. Okay, let's watch this scene. Just kind of... This is sort of like what I envision when I see Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian are having sex. This is kind of like the general idea of what I'm seeing in my head.
What the? Open up in there! I just came by to say welcome to your high beams. I came out wrong. I meant to say boobs. Who are you?
I am Chrysanthemum. This is the BJ Queen. This is John Croc.
What's up, man?
Croc from the Phillies?
Yeah, man. That's
Okay, so Carl, he meets these girls and he loves them. And where is the scene? So there's a scene where eventually Carl is he like gets to have sex with the siren women, and what they do is they start like unscrewing his skin and like doing all sorts of weird stuff. Fuck, where is that scene? Oh, right here. This is what right here. This is a visual representation of what Kim Kardashian does to Pete Davidson.
Oh, no. Dan Crook.
Ow.
Baseball has lost a legend.
Ripping his skin open, pouring salt on the wounds, stabbing you with like a little bayonet. Because think about it, Kim Kardashian, she could have anything she wants in the world. She could have any man, any dick size. Eventually, everything is going to get boring, and the only thing that's going to give you joy is torturing others and ripping their skin open and causing them pain, you know? So that's kind of what... Oh, my God, look at his face right there. What a fucking face.
But what weird stuff did Kim make Pete do
And her butt is disgusting. I mean, her body is just shaped fucking wrong. There's nothing worse looking than like that looks like it's been under the knife 1.5 million times. Because if you're unhappy with like how your face looks or how the rest of your body looks or whatever, you know, you look a certain way, but then all of a sudden, if all your body parts are like designer body parts, you look like every single person that's gone through the same surgery. So very ugly thing to do to somebody. Like, just leave your fucking body the way it is. I mean, I don't understand.
That led to their downfall, or is there more to this story? If these questions intrigue you, then stay with us as we answer them and much more. Let us tell you something shocking. Back in June, Kim Kardashian opened up about her relationship with Pete Davidson and how they started dating each other, but more importantly, she gave the world a deep insight into their intimate life. Over the past few months, Kim has revealed all about Pete, their sex life, and why she made the first move in an episode of The Kardashians. Speaking in the...
Okay, so all that... I remember watching this today. I heard all that stuff, and I'm like, okay, I'm getting bored. I remember something happens that wakes me up again. Let me see.
Kim said,
You guys have stalked me long enough. I'll finally answer you. So this is how it went down with Pete. When we kissed in scene, it was just a vibe. And I was like, oh, shit, maybe I just need to try something different.
She let slip that she was hoping to talk to Pete at her after party, but he didn't even show up. Continuing, Kim said,
So a few days later, I called the producer at SNL and I was like, hey, do you have Pete's number? And they were like, yeah.
Oh my God, get to the good
And
stuff.
I was just thinking,
come on.
Like, heard about this BDE, need to get out there. I was just basically DTF.
Oh my God.
Now, this public confession about Kim discussing their sex life without Pete's consent and basically admitting to only getting with him because of the physical attraction already raises many red flags. This points toward the fact that Kim wanted someone she could dominate in bed and
Oh, that's okay. That's what I heard where it woke me up. So this is what I love about this channel. It's one of those like ridiculous gossip channels, but she went on this big, long, boring tangent, and then she ties it together with this insane line. Listen.
Basically admitting to only getting with him because of the physical attraction already raises many red flags. This points toward the fact that Kim wanted someone she could dominate in bed and exploit in order to fulfill her needs.
Oh my God, she makes Kim Kardashian sound so fucking villainous. Kim wanted somebody that she could dominate in bed, so she could inflict her will.
She was the perfect scapegoat.
Oh my God, I met someone and I'm having fun.
But there are even more statements from Kim that drive these theories home. Discussing her sex life with Pete, Kim continued.
When I turned 40, everyone said it's the best sex of your life. Oh. And Grandma kept on telling me, 40 is the best sex. And I was like, okay, I'm ready. And so far...
Kim then winked and laughed, suggesting that she is indeed having the best sex of her life.
Oh, God, that's so disgusting.
Her in, adding,
Pete has got to be literally the best human being I've ever met.
I mean, come on, you can't really believe that. You're going to say Pete Davidson is the best human being? What the fuck? What about his dad who died during 9/11? Isn't that guy a little bit of a better human being than Pete?
And recounted a time when
at the very least, I mean, you got to say Pete's dad is better than Pete.
Did something adorable for her.
One time, Pete was...
Dude, Kim is so fucked up in the head, too. She would... Here's how fucking sick and demented Kim Kardashian is. She would, for her sexual pleasure, find a man that looks exactly like Pete Davidson's dad, and she would have sex with him in front of Pete.
Like, babe, let's go get some ice cream at Thrifty. And I was like, oh my God, you are making me so horny. Rite Aid, Thrifty.
What are you fucking talking
Also
about,
got
bitch?
her a pack of Dips ice cream earlier
My God, poor people get me so
in the
wet.
episode. Elsewhere, Kim praised Pete, adding,
People always say like, oh, he's so funny, and it's like has to do with how funny he is. That's like fourth on my list.
Oh my God. See, you know who's responsible for all this? It's the fucking Turkish, yet again. I fucking hate the Turkish. Because they had to go ahead and fucking genocide the Armenians, and then they came to, like, America, and they came to bother all of us. I mean, Armenians are supposed to stay in, you know, where they're from. Wherever the fuck they're from, they're supposed to stay there and not come here, because this is what happens.
Of why
It fucks with everything. This is not okay.
always wants the best for people, can handle anything, always does it with grace. Like, he's really, really thoughtful and humble and just so genuine. I would say the perfect word to describe Pete is genuine.
now there is one common theme in all this statement.
What about suicidal and unfunny and I can think of more words. Talentless, falling upwards, a danger to himself and others. Those are some other words that I can use to describe Pete. I think actually the words that I used are maybe even like a little bit more accurate.
It's made by Kim. She has repeatedly focused on how much priority sex was to her, which leads us to believe that that was the only thing she was looking for when she met Pete. Additionally, from how she describes Pete, an innocent and naive person, he sounds like ideal person she would want.
Kim, if you leave me, I'm gonna cut myself. Kim, you can't leave me. I tattooed your kid's name to my neck.
With her because he wouldn't question whatever she wanted him to do. It also helps that Pete is extremely in doubt.
Okay, Bex, can you please, like, what is going on with women and Pete? Like, why does he have such a chokehold on American women? I don't understand where it comes from. Is it just because he's tall and he talks like this? What is it? I don't understand what the fucking deal is. All he wants to do is it because he's sad? I think it's also because he's sad. I think there's a group of people that love a tall, sad boy, and the fact that he cuts himself is even more, like, intriguing sexually is what I think it is.
Fans of Pete
I don't
would
know.
likely
It's so sick. I mean, Pete Davidson's like a female fetish. That's the only way I can put it.
When the rumor mills kept on saying that he had a large penis. This extraordinary personal
Like, to me, like, being into Pete Davidson is pretty much identical to, like, wanting to be peed on or pooped on or something like that. It's just as fucking disgusting.
shocking rumors first surfaced in 2018 when he was dating Ariana Grande. People thought that he gave off the aura of someone with a big dick, and Ariana seemingly confirmed the rumors with a tweet about Pete's 10 inches.
It's just not, she has little tiny little hands. Everything's fucking huge to her.
Kim most certainly had this in mind too. It is highly plausible that Pete was deeply and truly in love with Kim when he decided to be with her, whereas her intentions were completely different. As a result, when they started dating, he must have
Okay, like, I appreciate this video. I like the title. I like the spirit of the video. But give me some fucking evidence. Give me something I can work with here. Because all this is just narrative. None of this is evidence. I want to know the truth.
been taken back at the things Kim must have demanded from him in bed, and it would have been deeply disturbing and wrong to him. For a person looking for love and passion,
Women got fooled into thinking he's funny, and the big dick energy, it mixed their woman brains up. Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense.
this must not have been what he had in mind. There is a good chance that he must have had enough towards the end and must have refused to perform the acts Kim wanted him to perform, which would have resulted in them falling out and eventually breaking up. The internet blew up right after news broke of
Whoa. So this person is claiming that Kim and Pete broke up because Pete refused to do an ad read for her.
Even Kim's weird sex life, and many netizens seem to share in the sentiment that Kim was only in it for the physical pleasure. One such user tweeted, "I don't see what the big deal is with Kim K saying she was interested in mainly sex when getting together with Pete Davidson. It's like dudes want women to fuck them all the time, and when they express that same feeling with other guys, you incels get..."
Okay. that's about as much of this shit as I can get. You get the picture. I mean, I'm loving that Kim and Pete are breaking up. I can't wait for more info to come out about this. I like how Kanye is getting himself in the middle of all this, too. Definitely excited for all that. It's 7:32 right now. Okay, so I said that we're going to talk in about 15 minutes to Matt Maron. So let's get started on just watching some of this Def Noodle stuff. So we'll get started. What I'll do is I'm going to set it up by showing you guys like some of the stuff that I've seen in roast battling, and then we can compare it to what Def Noodles does. So beforehand, we'll watch some clips. We're going to watch what real roast battles look like, what fun ones look like, and then we're going to see what Def Noodles did. And we're just going to see how big of a fucking disaster it was. It was fantastic. And I'm pretty sure PK was telling me he has not even seen this Def Noodles clip. So you're definitely in for a treat. This is going to be a lot of fun. Okay, just give me like 5 minutes, and then we are going to get into all that. Give me a second here, guys. All right, here we go. The fuck is it? Right here. We go there, and then we click that, and then we click that right there. Oh my God, it's not working. Fuck, I'm panicking. Guys, what do I do? I don't know what to do. The buttons are all breaking. There we go. We click that. And then it goes. And then it goes. No life is allowed to say I'm bombing. Feel however you'd like to feel, buddy. I'm back. Fantastic. Oh, jeez. No life is keeping me on my fucking toes out here. I appreciate that, actually. This guy, he's trying to steer me in the right direction. CJ, you're bombing. CJ, pay attention. CJ, get in the fucking driver's seat, you stupid idiot. You got a fucking broadcast to do. You can't let the people down. I agree. I appreciate that type of energy, to be honest with you. You know what I want to feel like? I want to feel like a monkey, and I want to feel like all the people in my chat room are just a bunch of people throwing coins at me. And I'm jumping and I'm dancing, and you guys are throwing coins, and it's hitting me all over my body. I got black and blues all over my body with my little monkey body. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Okay, yeah, let's get into all this Def Noodle stuff because I thought it was a lot of fun. First, okay, so I'll give you guys a little bit of backstory here. So this was like, oh shit. Sorry about that. So pre-pandemic, you know, I was as like sort of a side job on Thursday nights, every Thursday night for, I want to say about a year, I would film all of the roast battles at New York Comedy Club, which it was a good experience. You know, it was fun. They paid me. They gave me free booze. I got to watch the roast battles, and it happened to be that a lot of these ones were actually pretty fucking good. I would say that the New York Comedy Club roast battle was one of the better roast battles that you could find. There's some really good people doing it at the time. That was all hosted by Nico White, but I mean, a couple like really good people. I made a little highlight clip reel of some of the roast battles because I found some of these tapes and I just kind of like compiled them together recently, so we could watch some of that shit. Okay, like that. We go like this, and let's watch.
You look like a little brother from Malcolm in the Middle. What's up, Dewey?
Okay, so one thing you guys are going to notice, so this is really important. With roast battles, you have two people roasting, you have a host, and then you have three judges. And we're going to see later on when we see the Def Noodles video, there are no judges for the roast battle. It's just the two people battling, and then the crowd like claps the hardest as to who wins. That's a terrible system because if both people on stage are bombing, then nobody has any trust in the integrity of the night.
Drew, you look like the bank employee who charges fees, fies, foes, and fums.
Okay, bank employee charges fees, fies, foes, and fubs. Okay, so you guys are noticing, look at what's going on here, okay? We have two people. One of them, he's got his notebook out because he spent the week preparing. So what he did is he wrote down jokes, he tried them out, he threw some out, he would hit up some of his friends, some comedian friends to help write jokes for him. With roast battles especially, it's like a very collaborative project. You know, you get together with all your buddies, you write some jokes, and you spend the week doing that. So notice that they're writing jokes, they're going back and forth here.
Drew's full name is Andrew, but his friends call him to see if he's killed himself yet.
Your delivery is like a guy who's been put on hold too long. Like, I heard the same fucking song for 40 minutes, you stupid bitch. I just want to change my flight.
Was that Mike Lawrence? You guys know Mike Lawrence? This guy, he is a fucking gross looking guy.
You got so mad at that woman, you're like, don't laugh at my Andrew.
Dude, look at his teeth. Every time he talks, look at his teeth. He is missing so many teeth.
Setup, I just want to say he killed himself.
Drew comes from Montenegro? I'm sorry, wait, my bad. I mean, Drew comes from mounting Negroes?
Yeah, see, these are some good jokes, man. And the thing about a roast battle, too, is everybody in the room, they've come to hear the most fucked up jokes possible. You know what I mean? Like, everybody there, they came with the expectation. People are going to say some racist shit. They're going to say wild shit. I mean, that's the reason why you go there. So that was a lot of fun. Very informative. Like, I got a good sense at how these roast battles go. Again, later on, we're going to watch me do a roast battle. It's going to be extremely embarrassing. So if anybody is here specifically to see me make a fool out of myself, I think you'd really appreciate that whole aspect of it. It is 7:41 right now. I believe we should be getting Matt in here any minute. Let me pull up the next clip here. Oh, that's okay. So this, first of all, we're gonna watch this in a little bit, but look at me right here. This is me from 2016 in 480p. Look at me. Okay, what is this one? Oh, the roast battle right here. Okay, fantastic. Maybe we could even see if Matt wants to watch along with us. I think that would be a lot of fun because, again, Matt is like sort of, he's been running this thing called Comedy Fight Club. Maybe I can show you guys a little Comedy Fight Club as a way to like sort of introduce him. So let's check this out right here. Comedy Fight Club YouTube trailer. Okay, this seems like a good thing to watch.
YouTube on the Big Dog Comedy Fight Club, Mark Henley. And I want to congratulate you for finding the Comedy Fight Club YouTube channel. Comedy Fight Club is the meanest roast battle show around. We had the rudest roast battlers saying the...
Okay, maybe I'll show that one. Maybe I'll show the second roast battle I did where there's no audience. I do extremely poorly, and it's the first time that I've been on stage in about a year and a half. Maybe maybe I could also watch that one too.
Jokes, feelings are hurt, egos are wounded every single week.
Dean has a crippling fear of trains because of the one I ran on his mother.
SB's fucked more comedians than the Me Too movement.
We got throwback episodes.
Chrissy has a show at the Stonewall Inn. Which
Oh my God, look guys, it's Chrissy Mayer.
worst thing that happened to a gay club since the Pulse Massacre.
Oh, this is actually a pretty good little find right here. What did this person say? Because people forget this. Chrissy Mayer, she was like the host of a comedy show at the Stonewall Tavern, which is where the Stonewall riots happen. Chrissy Mayer's like a Republican, red-pilled MAGA person. So that should really give you a good sense at Chrissy Mayer's character, where she goes from host of an open mic at Stonewall to just being a fucking Republican shill. I mean, she would do literally whatever it takes to move forward. She doesn't care what type of person she needs to become. She's going to become that person.
In the Me Too movement.
We got throwback episodes.
Chrissy has a show at the Stonewall Inn, which is the worst thing that happened to a gay club since the Pulse Massacre.
You can go back and see people before they were famous. You can see them when this was still a good idea for their careers.
You're still here? Oh, okay. Quick comedy. All right.
Shut the fuck up!
We got championship fights.
Divya volunteers at an animal shelter because she loves spending time with other neglected pussies.
We got Halloween costume battles.
Yes, I slept with both John and Bobby Kennedy. It's nice to know I'm not the only one who
Oh God, they do like character roast battles. I hate these.
brains out.
If you timed your insults better, you wouldn't have lost your girl to fucking Nick Cannon. So...
If you want to be a big dog that makes big dog moves...
I would still fuck the green M&M. I'm not even going to lie. Green M&M, even if you unfeminize the green M&M, there's something about her that just really gets me going.
You'll hit the subscribe button. You'll hit the notification bell. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Sign up on Patreon to see full library and bonus.
That's our guy, Matt Maron.
Notification.
So now we'll look up a little bit of Matt Maron here. Matt Maron. Okay. Wait, Matt Maron, stand up. You got to see this guy. Apparently, he got a big lump removed from his head a couple of years ago. He had a big like a big rock grown out of his head. Roast of Matt Maron. Here, I just want to give you guys a sense of what this guy's going to look like. So he's like a big Jewish bodybuilder, comedian, host of this this whole roast battle network that goes on in New York City. So that's kind of like his whole deal. I'm going to switch to the big camera really quick here. Then I'm going to send him a message really quick. Okay. Keep going. I'm so excited. I'm going to see if he wants to actually watch it on stream with us. I think that would be a lot of fun. Because I don't think he's seen this yet. You ready? Send you the message. Pum, 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 pum. So what's going on with everybody? How are we all doing? Ooh, that's a good noise. Messenger noise. Okay. Hop in VC. Go there. Ho, 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 ho. But yeah, what else has been going on? I have been working a lot. I'm sorry I haven't been on in a couple days, guys. I got really busy with work, so I'm giving multiple tours a day. Sometimes I just get zapped. Plus, I feel like kind of a slow news week this week, I gotta say. But I did find some really good stuff. We're gonna watch some Vaush stuff later. Anthony Fantano is getting a divorce. Oh my God. Excited to talk about all that stuff. Either way, hop in 444 or Haram Watch. Either way. Yo, yo, yo. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. What's up with you?
Good, hanging out, doing all right.
All right. Well, I appreciate you coming on, man. So sort of my idea with this is, I think I was telling you a little bit. There was this big, high-profile sort of like roast battle that was going on, and so I kind of wanted like you to just kind of like set the groundwork of like, kind of like what makes a roast battle good, like what makes a roast battle bad, you know, all that stuff. Let me make sure I just got your voice right before we get started here. But
cool.
We are live right now, just so you know.
Okay, no problem.
Let me just see here. Could you just talk really quick?
Sure.
Oh yeah, you're good.
So
You're good.
Yeah, I'm good. All right.
Mm-hmm. So,
Yeah.
are you on?
Tell
Are you?
me
By the way,
please.
are you on your computer or are you on your phone?
I'm on my phone. Is that bad? Should I be on the computer instead?
Well, because here's the other thing. I think it would be fun if you had some time. We could sort of set up the groundwork, like I said, and then if you wanted to just like watch the roast battle with us, it's like 8 or 10 minutes long. So if you're on your computer, we could do that because I could share my screen.
All right. Let me see if I can get up on. I gotta get Discord up on my computer. Then.
I'm sorry I'm making you do all this shit. That's my bad.
That's all right. I'm sorry that everyone who's listening live has to listen to me do this.
People like troubleshooting. That's their favorite part of the show. Is when
real entertaining audio is me trying to figure out how to download an app on my computer.
Wait, tell me, how do you know Mersh? How did that whole situation pop up? Because when I did Comedy Fight Club, Mersh and Royce, they were the hosts, or they were the judges.
They were judging, yeah. So I had, back when Fight Club was on the Gas Digital Network, we would have like the producers of Gas Digital reach out to people for judges because they just had more connections than we did.
Mm-hmm.
And so there were a lot of people who they were just like, this guy's got a big following. Do you want them? And I didn't really do a lot of research on him, so I would just say sure. And I would just meet people. And Mersh and Royce came and hosted, and I've gotten along with them. We've like exchanged some DMs since. So other times, people like have told me stuff about them, and I'm like, oh, I've hung out with them a few times, and they're cool with me. So
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm just curious about that.
yeah.
Because those are like obscure guys, but people pay like really close attention to them. It's like one of those types of things.
I watched a couple of like episodes of their podcast where they had some guests on who, because I didn't know them at all, and then all of a sudden I'm seeing them, like Shane Gillis is on with them, and I'm like, oh cool, I'll watch that. I like all these people.
Yeah, I hear you on that. Shane Gillis was on. Shane Gillis was hanging out with Mersh? Are you serious?
They did an episode during the pandemic where Revenge of the Sis had Shane Gillis and Doug Stanhope on.
What the fuck? That's crazy. And I think they were on InfoWars too.
Oh yeah, Mersh and them. I saw him.
Yeah,
post
they're on
They were on
InfoWars. They're friends with Alex Jones. You should get Alex Jones to host Comedy Fight Club is what you got to figure out.
I would love to have him as a judge sometime.
All right, so how are we looking with this whole computer setup here?
Looks like downloading right now. When we were on Gas Digital, we had Michael Malice judge one of the Fight Clubs at the Stand one week.
Ooh, Michael Malice. Okay.
Yeah. All right, so it looks like it says it downloaded, but I don't see it now. But yeah, it was, there were a few people like from Gas that we still, like, Mersh and Royce I still am like friendly with. But there were a few people who it was like, once the pandemic started, Gas couldn't really afford. We became a traveling show because everything was outdoors and rooftops, and Gas couldn't really afford to travel with us. So there's some people who I was like friendly with who I just don't see anymore.
Just because you're not in Gas Digital Network anymore, people just don't. There's certain people that don't reach out to you anymore.
Well, it's not that they were even like reaching out before. It's almost kind of like you go to a different school and you lose contact with some people who, you don't have any beef with them. You just don't see them anymore.
Got it. Yeah, that's definitely a thing that happens for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe like while you're doing all this, talk to us about roast battles. Like, what do you do? Why does what you do work? And like, what could go wrong during a roast battle? What makes a roast battle bad? So whatever order you want to answer that in.
In my experience, what makes roast battles bad is when people think it's a roast battle. I can just go in and say mean stuff and don't prepare anything.
Okay.
From what I've heard is something like what you were talking about may have happened here.
Yep. Well, just keep going because that's right on the money. Okay. So not being prepared, that's one way a roast battle can go very wrong. Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes when people think, oh, it's a roast, so I'm just going to say the awful thing, and they don't necessarily think, well, I should probably be clever and funny. Funny is still the most important thing. You can be funny and not necessarily the most mean, and it still could work in a roast. But if you're just mean and not funny, it's not going to work. So funny still always has to come first.
Okay. That makes sense.
And I think that's sometimes a mistake that people make is, well, it's a roast. I can say anything I want and forget that you also have to be funny.
Yeah, people definitely forget that. So like what makes talk to me through like one of your shows. Like what is it like when you go to Comedy Fight Club?
So at the very top of the show, we have the big dog Mark Henley. He previews all the fights. My thought about it was kind of doing like the underground fight club / pro wrestling style of roasting. So we called it Comedy Fight Club. And the whole idea is, because when we started it, there were roast battle shows at the Stand and at New York Comedy Club. And we were the underground one that wasn't at a club. So, because they were just booking club comics and we all wanted to do roast also. So our mindset was, how do we set ourselves apart from the two major ones? And they felt kind of weirdly competitive. So our thought was, let's do the pro wrestling one where it's really more about the show than it is about winning. That's another thing I think makes roast go bad is when people get so into winning, they almost like, I see people trying to like sabotage their opponent. Where it's
shit.
They look a certain way all the time. Like you have a girl who's kind of manly looking, and for the roast battle, she dresses up all feminine.
See, I was thinking about people do that because that seems like such a good move. You think that's a bad move?
I think it's bad for the overall show.
Okay.
I think it may be good for you winning, but I think it's way better to lose a great roast battle than it is to win a kind of shitty one that everyone forgets.
Yeah, because I thought that'd be such a good strategy to like let yourself fall apart, like post all these like gross fucking pictures of yourself on Instagram so they're scrubbing through, they see all that. Then you just like get your life together and get on stage with a suit on. That would fuck with somebody's head so bad.
Yeah, but then the person you're going against bombs, and it's tough to kill when you're up on stage with someone who's bombing. And if you
I don't know. I feel like the hardest people I've seen kill in roast battles is when one person is bombing and then the other guy starts rubbing it in the other person's face.
I've seen that before. Sometimes watching just a decimation or destruction of someone can be fun. But I think the battles people remember the most is when someone murders someone and that person comes, you're like, they're never going to come back from it. And then they do.
Yeah, I could see that too. Absolutely.
So I do think because overall also, you can be remembered for the jokes you tell, but if you beat somebody who sucks, then it's not really impressive. You beat someone who sucks, so who cares? But if someone does really well against you and then you beat them, now you beat someone who means something.
Yeah, I feel like that was something that I wanted to do when I was talking to you about doing Comedy Fight Club. I was like, give me somebody who's like good, because even if I do bad, it's like a good practice. You know, it feels like if you're battling somebody who doesn't even try, it's like, why are you putting in effort if they didn't even give a fuck to begin with?
Yeah, I always felt like, not to toot my own horn, but I felt like I had a lot of really good roast battles because I'm the sleeveless guy who was a pro wrestler, and people would do better against me than they normally would do in roast because I had a lot of like material for them to work with.
Yeah.
So I felt like even if I lost, I was a part of a good battle.
Yeah, that makes sense. And okay, so also explain the importance of having judges and a good host for a roast battle.
I think at least for Fight Club and for, people who are into roast and into comedy, you kind of know what it is. But every single time I host Fight Club, I kick off the show by telling the audience there's going to be messed up jokes. It's going to be awful, but we're all going to be okay because we're here to have fun. Does that sound good? You get everyone on board immediately because there's always going to be someone who doesn't know what's happening. Is like, are these people actually horrible? So I think having the host that really brings everyone in and lets everyone know we're here to have fun and this is a good time, I think that's important because then you can just laugh at the absurdity of the horrible things you're saying.
Right, because people want the chaos, but they want to feel like they can trust something. I think that's really important.
Yeah, Bill Cosby really fucked it up for comedians. Trust is gone.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is you need like an authoritative force in the room that like can basically like fucking tard wrangle. Like when shit is just getting out of control, you get it back together, and then somebody's got to be steering the ship. You know?
I usually call myself the commissioner. I think I'm going to change it to Tard Wrangler.
Tard Wrangler. That's what I'm saying, because sometimes people are just fucking bombing out of their minds. And then if both people are bombing, all of a sudden, and like, let's say there's no judges, let's say there's no host for the most part.
Yeah.
If both people are bombing, there is nobody that the room can trust at that point.
Yeah.
And so the room like falls apart.
Exactly. Yeah, it is just very important to have people that even so a few weeks ago we had some drunk guy in the audience just threw up on the floor in the middle of a battle.
Really? Wait, he just threw up?
Yeah, it was just a drunk guy in the audience who seemed kind of out of it and then vomits all over the floor. Someone had to come in and clean it up. And me and the judges just stalled for like 5 minutes just riffing about what had happened.
Okay.
And which is like tough, but it's, I want the idea of the show to be, and also then the battle wasn't that good. So everyone voted for Vomit Guy to win. And
oh my God, that's insane.
The next battle also wasn't very good. So Vomit Guy was voted the winner twice. The only person to ever win 2 fights in a row at Comedy Fight Club has no idea it happened and probably will never see again.
Holy shit, that's crazy, man.
But that's the thing. I want the show to have that kind of craziness. And so having somebody who's either hosting and judging working together to be able to kind of make it a controlled chaos is like very important because, what show are you ever going to go to where someone's going to throw up and the show continues through it and then after?
100% agree. 100% agree. I think that is really like the beauty of a roast battle is having that central force. Agreed. I think Nico does a really good job with that. You do a good job with it. It's the most important job for a roast battle is having somebody.
Yeah.
And I think the judges too, the judges add a level of authenticity because with these roast battles, the way it works is you have a host and then you have 3 judges. And usually most of the time, the judges are comedians that everybody knows and respects. So you'll have like,
sometimes just that first part.
Yeah, sometimes just knows, but like theoretically, if you know them, then you respect them. But I think the point I'm trying to make is that having the judges adds that additional layer of trust that you're able to put into the show because you're like, oh, this guy is co-signing this show. That means something.
Yeah, and there's also, it allows for a little bit more chaos. So, like, when we first started doing Fight Club, the format was very different. We would just have a crowd vote. We didn't have judges. So it was 2 like timed rounds. So I would give the microphone to one person. They'd say their jokes. They'd give the mic back to me, and I would hand it off to each person. So if someone bombed or whatever, it was just on me to recover. Which at first I wasn't. I was forced to get better at it.
Okay, that's an interesting point. Let me slow you down there. So learning how to do that, like learning how to wrangle people back up, you're saying that's a skill that takes time to develop, right?
Yeah, well, there were several times in the first few months of doing Fight Club where something crazy would happen, and I always had the mindset that I wanted crazy stuff to happen, and it would like derail the momentum, and then the show wouldn't recover, and on the way home, I'd be thinking, I could have said this, I could have said that, and then the next time something like that comes up, I now have all these tools that I've thought about, and I try those out. And, we're coming up on 7 years of doing the show, so after enough time and enough crazy things happening, you get better at being able to recover the momentum of the room.
7 years. So in 7 years, I'm sure over the years, you've developed like a whole toolbox of skills that, have helped you get through difficult moments. Like, do you think it's possible somebody like day one could have these same tools without going through like the same experience?
I don't think so. I think there's certain people who could maybe be more adept at developing them. Maybe like certain people are just a little quicker or they're naturally more funny. But, doesn't matter how naturally funny you are until you've dealt with a fight breaking out in the middle of the show, someone vomiting in the middle of the show, someone getting upset and crying in the middle of a roast, somebody just dropping the most offensive thing ever that's not funny at all, and people are actually mad at them. Until you've like been the host of a room and forced to control that, no matter how naturally funny you are, you're gonna have to develop your own way of dealing with those situations.
Right, of course. Okay, I think all that being said, are you set up on your computer? Like, how are we looking over there?
It keeps saying update failed every time I'm trying to open Discord. I think I could open the video on my computer with the volume off so I could watch along while listening with you if that works.
I think the delay would be a little bit much. Here, I'm going to try sharing my screen here. Can you click that on your phone or whatever you're on?
Yes.
Oh,
I got watch stream. Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Right here.
Okay, perfect.
We could have done this the whole time.
We could have done this the whole time, but I think that was good. I think we needed to set up like all that sort of that background. I think that's important. Yeah. Okay. So let me switch screens here. Okay, we're gonna go back to that screen, and now we're gonna watch it. I mean, I'm so excited to show this to you because people are saying that this is one of the most spectacular disasters in the last like 2 years. Because let me give you a little bit of background here. This guy, Noodles, he basically used to be a comedian back in the day. And then during the pandemic, he started this really popular sort of like drama channel where if like, do you know like Ethan Klein and like H3? Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah.
Okay, so like they'll write about stuff that they do or like what Logan Paul does or whatever. And they built this like big following. And now they're like trying to get back into comedy. And he said he built like the comedy club of his dreams in his office. And so this is his like big return. For months and months, he was like, this is going to be a big event. We're having a roast battle. Like everybody's going to come and roast me. All my internet haters are going to come. They're going to get the opportunity to roast me. So that's like the way he was talking about it to build this whole thing up.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So
sounds like a good idea on paper.
A great idea on paper, but the way it worked. So you're going to see this in a minute. He himself is the host, and he in this is performing against another battler. So he has thrown away his hosting responsibilities to be a contestant. So what do you think about that to begin with?
It's tough to do that. Like I rarely have done battles at Comedy Fight Club when I'm hosting. The couple times I have we would have somebody else step in as the host. I would like step away. Usually we have like a segment where someone recaps the battles before the main event. So
Mhm.
while they're doing that, they would pass the mic to somebody else who's going to host the main event and then bring me up. So you try and like give a little bit of space between it instead of me just going from host to stepping in.
Right. Yeah, because it feels like as soon as you've relinquished, there's no more host. I feel like that's just like a recipe for disaster at a roast battle.
Yeah. Yeah, you still need somebody being the if the host is going to step in and battle, then someone else needs to take over the host role.
Right. And also another thing you're going to notice about this, no judges. It's all crowd vote.
Yeah, which yeah, like I said, we did that back in the day. Which, you know, I got confident with eventually. I felt like I had a good handle on it, but it is tough, and especially from what I gather, this guy doesn't have the experience necessarily to be pulling that off.
Yeah, this is like his return. So this is like him getting the rust off, which by the way, that is like the worst idea. If you're like getting back into stand-up, you should like do a couple practice shows before you do your big shit.
Yeah, or at least something before you're going to put it out there. I will say the judges helps a lot. Like, having judges is definitely a relief off me. And it is like, you know, if it was just me on my own, I don't know if I could have gone 5 minutes when the guy threw up.
Right,
So
and then
having
you could trust as a host, you could trust that the judges are probably going to say some jokes that are like going to help the momentum of the show move forward.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not all on me anymore. And no matter how good you are, it's nice to not have it all on you.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, so we're going to start the video. It opens with like he made like a video. It's like a whole video that he made. So, here we go.
Yeah.
Noodles is
Can you hear it?
You are not a comedian. You will never be.
Jeff says they're a comedian because of that.
To that he replied, go educate yourself at the end of a barrel of a loaded shotgun. When you talk like that so freely, or even joke about this, some people are incredibly fragile.
In Jeff Noodles' apology video, I'm literally yelling at the camera because he did not apologize. I'm like, he still hasn't apologized.
Oh, by the way, if you see something, just ask me to stop the video, and you could comment on whatever. By the way, I forgot to mention that.
It was a joke.
So we're gonna make this supposed like this status Fantano. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, somebody here is saying that Def was never really a comic. He did a couple open mics 7 years ago, and they're saying 4 open mics.
So yeah, I know, like, we all just is it his dead name to say Dennis Fatoza? I know I met Dennis.
Oh, wait, hold on a second. You know him?
I don't know him well. I was like at a couple of open mics that he was at. He did a Fight Club way back in the day.
Oh, interesting.
I barely remember any of it. I don't remember it being that good. Not spectacularly bad either. Just kind of a newer guy at open mics who didn't really know what he was doing is the way I remembered it.
Do you remember any of his jokes? Is there any chance that you remember any of the jokes he did?
I don't even know if I ever saw him do stand-up. I've seen like upstairs at a comedy room. I remember meeting him. He did Fight Club once, like a nice enough guy. But even back then he had the energy of a guy who would be a YouTuber more than a comedian, I guess.
Oh my God, really? So you're saying that he never really had like a comedian energy about him?
Not to me, but he was also really new. A lot of new people don't have much because they don't know who they are yet. He definitely had kind of like young, pretty boy, like nice guy. Nice guy, like personable, so I could see him like doing something in entertainment. Like, it's not shocking to me that he has like a popular YouTube channel.
Yeah, but at the time you were like, this guy, he doesn't seem like a comedian right now. It was when you met him.
Yeah, it's not like a comic the way like he hadn't been heard enough.
Okay, that's a big scoop that you just dropped on us. That's great. Here, I'm gonna keep playing the video.
You're just bully at this point.
But you want to know what it's not fun. It's just
so what he's playing right now, just to give you a little context, these are his haters. So he made a clip compilation video of all his haters.
there's a lot of people who, even if they were newer to comedy or like what I'm seeing here, they get like what it's supposed to be. The structure's there. The idea of he hasn't done comedy in a while. Here's all the haters saying you're bad, you're not this, you should apologize, you should, and then it builds up to him actually being good. But a lot of
It
times
needs to build up to him being good. Like if you're doing all this, it needs to be good.
With some newer, less experienced comics, sometimes they get everything you're supposed to, but they don't necessarily land the
performance. Yeah, they think about all the shit surrounding the performance, and they don't think about the fucking thing that you have to do. Yeah, that's such a good point.
Yeah, which is a talent. I mean, getting all this stuff, like the editing on this and the build-up, I could see being excited.
Okay, damn. Yeah, like listen to this epic music.
Yeah.
It's the most hated man on the internet. Made a grown man cry since March 10th, 1985.
Oh, and also he's doing that move where he's introducing himself, which is also a weird move.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel, but I feel like if you're getting an introduction, I feel like somebody should give you an introduction.
Yeah, and especially with the with all these haters online, he could just have it like edited together as someone else saying it. But even still, I mean, all the haters talking shit about him, the way he's setting it up, I'm rooting for him.
Yeah, I mean, you can't help but root for him the way that he set this up. It's so epic, and everybody is like flashing on the screen talking shit about him.
Yeah.
America's bad boy, Noodles.
He's America's bad boy, Matt.
Oh. This is the comedy club in his apartment, I assume?
Yeah, okay, so now we're seeing the comedy club. So another thing you got to realize about him is he said that this is his dream comedy club. So he has been talking for months and months about how he's building his dream comedy club. Does this look like a comedy club to you?
Not quite. Although, to be fair, I've seen a lot of really shitty comedy clubs. So this actually
that's actually, we've been campaigning against people. We went on a campaign against Doped Up Comedy Club. Do you know Dylan Negri? So
yes, I do.
Yeah, he set up a comedy show in the back of this bar, and he called it Doped Up Comedy Club. So we've been like harassing him about lying and scamming people because that shit is not a fucking comedy club. It's a room in a bar.
I would rather perform on Dylan's show in the back of a bar than Greenwich Village Comedy Club, to be fair. So.
And I got to say, when I made the video, that's the #1 club people would message me about. They're like, oh yeah, Greenwich Village Comedy Club too, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been to LOL Comedy Club before. I don't even know if that exists anymore, but...
Right, so when you're seeing this, when it says comedy club, what do you think they're doing wrong here? What could they be doing better?
I mean, I think if there's self-awareness to it, where if there's a point where he mentions, like, where it's ironically calling this his dream comedy club, I can get into it.
Oh, so
like
you think he has to say it's ironic? Okay.
I think there's got to be something where, I call Comedy Fight Club the most important comedy show in the world, the most badass, whatever. Like, if you're building it up and it's kind of tongue-in-cheek, you can almost get away with anything. But the vibe I'm getting from this is that he's doing this all earnestly, and if you're doing it earnestly, then I'm kind of like, come on, you gotta poke fun at what you're doing here.
I mean, so I will say you guys have kind of a similar camera angle for Comedy Fight Club. It's a little bit more focused in. This guy's a YouTuber. I mean, look at how this is filmed. The camera is like sideways. Like, look at this shit.
Yeah, well, that's the thing too. Like, the whole thing with Comedy Fight Club is, if it's not the most sharply shot thing, well, it's Comedy Fight Club. It's kind of supposed to be a little gritty.
Yeah, and people expect that, and that's almost like part of the charm is that it's got like a little bit of grit to it. But
yeah, and we just did that because we actually can't make a really good production. We had no choice. But the thing is, you build into it this is what it's supposed to be a little bit, whereas this build-up feels like it's supposed to be something really big, and then it isn't.
Yeah, and imagine how their fans must have felt when they showed up. This is just about every single person in the club we're seeing, by the way. So imagine like you're building this up to all your big audience, and then you get into the room, it's in like a fucking garage, and there's only 15 people there. You'd be so confused.
Yeah, it's tough when because he has like a big YouTube following, so it almost feels like when people at these Times Square comedy clubs get told you're gonna see Amy Schumer, Adam Sandler, and then they get there and it's like fucking me.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. All right.
And, yeah.
Half man, half drugs, ask the clubs, bad boy, that's what's up. After bucks, crush crews after us. No games, we ain't laughing much.
You have to go back because they can get a different angle. Oh, right.
Oh yeah, actually that's a good point. Wait, he had to go back to fix an. Wait, yeah, let's see this. So he's doing
he made an entrance.
He's making his grand entrance, right? Yeah, let's watch.
He makes the entrance. Everyone claps for him, and then someone goes up with the phone so they can get a different angle, I guess. And then they left the in between in the video. Oh, let me go back and do a cooler looking entrance with lights.
Yeah, and now he has to do the entrance a second time because the first one got fucked up.
After us, no games, we ain't laughing much. Nothing but big things. Check the hit list.
Now we got the big lights and the big entrance, and the people aren't clapping this time.
Nobody, by the way, that's actually such a good point. I didn't even see. The thing is, this is so dense. This is like a Kubrick film where there's like so much going on at the same time. I didn't even notice some of this stuff. Nobody clapped. I didn't even notice that nobody clapped for him when he came out.
The first entrance, he makes everyone claps. I think the audience didn't know he was, like, they were lost also, because then he leaves and comes back with the lights, like a bigger entrance, and no one clapped, because I think they didn't. Usually, I've been to, like, studio shows before where they tell you things like, we're going to record these 3 entrances, these 3 things, and you're going to clap after each one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they prep the audience a bit, which is, like, phony and shitty, but then when you see the show, it looks good. Here, we're seeing they didn't prep the audience. We're seeing them not be prepped because they left the whole thing in. It's, you do one or the other.
Also, this is a perfect example of why you need a host, because a host would be like, all right, everybody, another round of applause. You know, just you need somebody that's just kind of steering the ship like that during moments like this.
You can have a host make light of it, where you can have the host, he comes out and everyone claps, and then the host says, that was really awesome. You guys had a lot of energy, but we fucked up and we have to do it again. So I want you guys to have that energy one more time. Like, if you have a host, like, kind of fuck around, you could get a second cheer out of it without it being too corny.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Okay. All right, let's get into this. Oh, we haven't even gotten to a single joke.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, I should say this is all improvised. So I guess I'm pretty sure they like wrote jokes about one person. I don't think any of them wrote any jokes about anybody through the whole roast battle.
So does he end up battling with like one of his haters?
Well, no, he's not even battling the haters. He just got local California roast battle comics to do this.
Okay.
So this is just like a comedian from LA that he's battling.
That could be good. There are good roast battlers in LA.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not hearing the audio.
They're not talking yet.
Oh, okay.
TOS.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, we're back. All right, Miranda, you ready? It's you and me. It's you and me. I'm like the meanest guy on the internet right now. People hate me. We're roasting.
Wait, is she saying she didn't know they were going to be roasting?
Yeah, I think they did not know they were going to be roasting.
So she's the one who went up there when he made his second entrance.
Yeah, so
it seems like not only does he not have any idea what's going on in the show and he's running it, but no one else involved seems to know what's going on in the show either.
Yeah, it is kind of funny when somebody like him looks to his side to see what to do, but he's the person he should be looking at.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, the most important thing as a host is even if you don't know what's going on, you always act like you're in control and you know what's going on. Just because if you don't, then everyone else is like, well, I'm lost now too.
That's such a good point. See, I don't know if you know this. I give tours of Central Park. That's like what I do for a living. And it's like the same shit with being a tour guide. Like if you ever get lost as a tour guide, if you just don't act like you're lost, you're not lost. You can just fucking
100%.
improv your way out of it. It's the same with hosting. If everything is going wrong, you never say that. You never
Honestly, yeah. Even stand up, if you forget a joke or you left something out or whatever, no one will know unless you say it.
So true.
Key and Peele just taking over this. Okay, I already fucking... You wearing that dare shirt because you're like, I dare you to run away from me.
Okay, that's the first joke right there. You wearing that dare shirt because you're like, I dare you to run away from me. I feel like that one, it's like a bad roast. I feel like that could almost pass. Almost.
That could have, I think it might have passed a little more if it wasn't so clear that she did not know she was going to be roasting and just, she didn't say it with the idea of like, this will be a good joke. She said it with what she's thinking is, fuck, I guess I have to roast now. Here's the first thing I could think of. It's probably not that good.
Yeah, so you're setting it up for failure. That's exactly right.
She's delivering it. She already doesn't think it's good as she's saying it because she didn't know she was going to roast. I mean, if he had given her maybe a week, maybe she could have come up with something.
Yeah. Yep. I guess they're going tit for tat.
Yeah.
Carrot Top called. He wants his look back.
Okay, whatever. That's the first joke from Deaf Noodles.
I missed. What was the line?
Here, we'll scroll back.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Carrot Top called. He wants his look back.
That delivery, there's something about that delivery. The way he finishes that is so off-putting.
He says it so quickly. It's just like, it was over. I'm waiting for like a setup and all, and it's just Carrot Top called. He wants his look back. Like, again, yeah, I can tell he's nervous. He's not thinking this is a great joke that I'm going to say. And it's, not off to a great start here.
Okay, so this is him trying his first joke. Like, where do you think he is mentally after he did the first joke and it totally didn't work? Like, where do you think he's at in his head?
I mean, I think he already, like, sometimes you'll see somebody come out super confident, first joke doesn't work, and then gradually their confidence declines through the battle, which is fun to watch sometimes. Or it's like, I've seen people from the way they're saying the beginning of the joke to the end of the joke, they've lost confidence.
Yep.
But he came out not even knowing how to enter his own dream comedy club. So I don't think he had confidence from the beginning. I think before he even said that joke, he's already in his head thinking this is a disaster, which is why the delivery is so off on that.
Yeah. Carrot Top called, once you look back,
I think he's already like, this isn't going well, says the first joke, and it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy where you already don't think it's going well, you butcher the delivery on your first joke, now it's really not going well.
Do you think there's a potential that a Carrot Top joke could have worked here? Like, how could you have, like, rewritten that where it could make sense? Like, how do we make that work?
I mean, even if he said it a little bit slower, there's something there. He is like calling her based on her look that there is something with Carrot Top. You're the only comic who makes me, I don't know, something. You could throw a Carrot Top thing in. It's not the first thing I would go to because I don't think he just has crazy curly hair. It's tough to try and rewrite a joke I already don't like the premise of.
Yeah, Carrot Top is like, I mean, who the fuck thinks about Carrot Top anymore? Carrot Top hasn't been around in fucking forever. So
I've seen redheads at roast battles called Carrot Bottom because at least there's like something with it.
Yeah, like if you bring up their pubes or something like that. Yeah. Okay.
Or something like you look like a more retarded Carrot Top. Like there's something.
So you have to add like a little bit of something. You got to put some fucking oregano on that. You got to sprinkle some seasoning on.
Or have that as your setup, where you can say, "Okay, Carrot Top, let me say like there's," and then you go into your joke.
Okay.
If you're just calling someone another person that they kind of resemble, I think you got to do a little more than that.
Okay. Oh wait, look at this weird move. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, let's watch from when he delivers a joke because there's a lot of stuff happening here.
Carrot Top called. He wants his look back.
I mean, he.
She's looking at him. She knows there should be more to it. She's like, is there anything else?
Yeah, you see that with roast battles where like somebody will say a joke sometimes and it sounds like just the first half of it and the other battler gets confused because they just don't know what to do.
And sometimes it's not even, there's times where some people will like fuck with the other battler like, oh, is that it? But then there's other times where they're almost like being polite. It's like, I understand how the roast battle works. I say my joke, you say yours, and they're waiting for you to finish genuinely because they think you're not done yet. That's almost more embarrassing.
That is more. I agree. That is pretty fucking embarrassing. Okay, let's watch.
Oh, you Pussy got your tongue? Nah, you look
Pussy
like
got
you
your
woke up
tongue.
in a dumpster.
Probably.
You look okay. So she goes, "You look like you live in a dumpster," and he goes, "Probably."
Those are always tough when you want to do a rebuttal. I think he seems like he's taken enough improv. He's taken some improv classes before, so he's probably like, I got a yes and. But just saying probably, you're not anding. Like live in a dumpster. Like if you want to actually rebuttal to look like you live in a dumpster, say something like a dumpster with hot chicks, even though that's douchey. It's something.
Or be like, yeah, it smells a lot like your pussy, or something.
There you go. Yeah, there's something. It seems like he knows in theory the things to do, but isn't able to execute them.
Oh, that's scary.
It is, but I mean, there is something that I will. When I look at like people in comedy or trying to do comedy, having the theory of what to do or having an idea of what to do is halfway there. It takes time to be able to learn how to execute it, but actually having some of the beats, there is something there. There's a lot of people who don't even have that.
Okay.
But it's tough to watch.
Very tough to. I mean, this is like watching a car accident.
Yeah.
Wait, that was supposed to be a diss? Yeah. I'm waiting for something.
Dude, we're all waiting for something. What do you mean?
Yeah.
We're waiting for something.
It's almost like seeing some of those like street basketball videos where someone can do like the 360 and everything, but then they just rim the dunk. Like they know, they have an idea of what they need to do. They just need to practice more.
Yeah. And apparently they're doing a second one. The second one is going to be on September 2nd.
Okay. Well, yeah, maybe it'll be slightly better than this so far.
I mean, maybe he's like, this has pushed him to do like some open mics and get on stage. And I don't think so, though. I think it's going to be I hope it's an equal disaster. I mean, that'd be the best case scenario for me.
There is some rubbernecking appeal for sure.
Yeah. Oh, I also hate how they're trying to like do like friend banter. Is there anything worse than like two roast battlers doing friend banter? I hate that shit.
It's gotta be really good. I have seen battles where people will insult each other, and then because they're friends, the joke will kill, and instead of being upset, they'll be like, that was a really good one, actually. And there is something fun to that. Someone just told someone they look like a rapist or a pedophile, and the other guy's like, all right, that was good. There is something fun about seeing the friends, but when they're trying to, it's just not good banter, what we're seeing here.
Okay, yeah, it's awkward.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm looking at your teeth because
did you see that little move he just did there? He did like a little nervous squat. Look at this.
Is that like a curtsy?
Yeah, look at this.
Oh my god.
I'm looking at you.
Dude, what is up with that squat right there? That was like a nervous tick right there, right? I don't know what that was.
Yeah. Well, they're full on in the, this isn't going well. It hasn't been going well. I know it's not going well. I know I'm not going to recover it, but I still have to be up here until the end of this. It's a rough place to be.
And it's like, there's no way in this moment to fully process that you came out to all that like walkout music and stuff. Like those are the things that you realize the next day because it's like so overwhelming what's happening to him right now.
It's overwhelming, and it's also he spent all this time editing the video of all of his haters saying he's not funny, and then he comes out and he knows that he's now trying to prove them wrong, and he isn't because he isn't being funny. It's the disaster of all disasters. I feel bad for him.
I mean, I don't think you should. He's a pretty malicious guy is the thing. Like I wouldn't, that's the beauty of watching this. You don't have to feel bad for him. You could just enjoy watching a man crash and burn, you know?
Okay, well that is, I don't know his YouTube. My experience with him is that years ago I met him at a few mics and he was kind of a young, maybe a bit overconfident guy, but I was a young overconfident guy. So I'm just like, all right, nice guy. We'll see if he figures it out or not. That's my experience with him. So when I'm watching this, I feel bad. I don't know what else he's done.
Okay.
Maybe he is, if he is this huge asshole on YouTube and this is his comeuppance, then I can understand that being very satisfying to watch this.
Somebody in the chat was saying earlier, they were like, CJ, you didn't do a good enough job like explaining all the horrible stuff he did. I think that's for the better because you're kind of like watching this with fresh eyes. Like I kind of like how you're watching this with like really not a lot of context because you're revealing things that it makes more sense if you're not like primed, you know?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
See that movie Ed with the horse with the big teeth?
I don't have that big a teeth. I mean, you're just.
That was the joke, by the way. He goes, have you ever seen the movie Ed, like the horse with the big teeth? That's the joke.
Is he trying to call her a horse face there?
Yeah, I think he's trying to imply that she looks like a horse with big teeth.
Yeah, I think he's trying to get there, but that joke, much like all of the rest of the show, is not very stable for a horse joke.
Fishing for something now. You look like emo Shaggy.
Emo Shaggy.
Emo Shaggy. Okay, and it's like...
Not bad for I didn't know I was going to be roasting and I'm all of a sudden up here and have to say something about you.
But you would expect Emo Shaggy would be the absolute, like, of all the things said, that would be like the one worst joke in like a prepared roast battle. Somebody would throw that in there. Or they would be
Emo Shaggy, Emo Shaggy would be your throwaway that you have in there as all right, Emo Shaggy.
Well, you know how people do, they'll sneak in jokes sometimes. So instead, like, because you're allotted 5 jokes. So sometimes they'll say something like, thank you, Emo Shaggy. And then they'll say the joke.
Yeah, that's one of those. But I'm saying for somebody who didn't know that they were going to be doing a roast, not the worst thing that could have been said in the middle of all. Well, also, I mean, the bar has been lowered seriously up to this point.
Wait, and who do you think is winning so far? That's another interesting question.
I would say her because, well, there's one, she's like, oh, we're roasting. And then she came up with an okay dare line and then an Emo Shaggy line. There's something there. And I'm kind of like on her side, like, you fucking just put this girl on the spot, and then she had to come up with something, and she's still come up with more stuff than you.
Right.
So she is winning. I mean, I think we should say she's losing less.
She's losing less, okay.
Yeah.
Shaggy.
That shirt's too small for you, low-key.
I don't understand how you have holes on your knees, on your pants, because you don't go down, right?
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
Because she's a lesbian, by the way. I forgot to mention that.
Okay. Yeah. I think he said, I don't know what to say about the holes in your pants.
Yeah, because he goes, yeah, I don't know what to say about the holes in your pants because you don't go down. Because he's like, you don't suck dick because you're a les.
Yeah. All right, he's trying to hit something there, but it's just not landing. Yeah, this is... Do they live stream this?
This was live. This was all live stream.
Okay, that makes a little more sense then. It explains why they did the 2 entrances. So they didn't edit it before putting it out.
Yeah.
I don't understand
So,
how the holes
yeah.
on your knees, on your pants, because you don't go down, right?
Oh, I do.
Yeah?
I do. You can go down on bitches. What? Do you not know that? Again, F
Apparently
Noodles, because he's never hit a girl with a wet pussy. Okay. Say that one again.
You're like my cousin if you were a girl.
Okay, there's been a lot
Oh,
of conversation
good Lord.
about that.
You're like my cousin if she were a girl.
Yeah, what do you think?
Even if he just said, you're like my cousin with Down syndrome if he were a girl, then there's like something. We don't know your cousin. What is this?
Yeah, I don't know what to think about that. I mean, you're like my cousin if they were a girl. What the?
Is there something wrong with your cousin? Would this be an improvement, or it's like?
I don't know what he's trying to do. There's been so much speculation over this line. I mean, I don't know where this came from, because first of all, he's Brazilian, and she looks like she's from the fucking Cliffs of Moher in Ireland. I mean, they don't look like they have lineage. So I don't know what this cousin looks like.
I think it may be just you're bombing, and again, like we said, not only is he bombing, he's bombing after this is his debut return to comedy. Everyone says he sucks, so he's bombing after putting so much pressure on himself to not bomb, and I think he's just saying words. I don't even think he knows what he's saying. At this point, I think he's sweating. He's
probably in like a blackout state right now. Like, he probably will get
Yeah.
off stage and not remember what happened for a couple minutes. It would be my guess.
Weird nervous tics where he's crouching down for no reason. He's just pointing at what her clothes look like and saying that, and that didn't work. He's just progressively making less and less sense, because he's progressively less and less just removing himself, just not even thinking about what's happening.
They're saying I need to interview the cousin. They're saying I need to find the cousin.
And in comedy, it's all about being in the moment, and I think he's just removing himself further and further away from the moment, because who the fuck would want to be in this moment?
Oh my God. You're so right. Okay, here, let's keep watching.
I bet you cried when you got those tattoos.
I did. Are you from Detroit?
Take a guess.
His rebuttals are just, she says something about him, and he goes, probably, I did. That's true. Like, it's no.
Yeah, you'd think if, like a comedian, you add fucking adjectives and nouns.
Yeah.
You know, he's not doing that. He's not adding enough nouns, not enough adjectives.
Yeah, you cried when you got those tattoos. Not as much as I cried when I got this one on my balls. Like, something. Add something.
Like, literally, you have to add something. And it's like, if you, like, just keep talking, why would you stop it? Like, yeah, probably. Like, what do you mean, yeah, probably? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oof.
God.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, like, really hard. It's like watching a car crash.
This roast is deaf bad.
You know what's funny? So more people were watching this guy Salvo Pancakes, who hates Deaf Noodles. They're watching him watch the stream. There are more people watching that than the actual stream.
That is rough. That's always rough.
I'm bombing so bad, and I don't give a fuck.
Oh, and then he just goes out and says it. The worst thing that you could possibly say, he just says.
It's, I mean, you can recover from a bomb by acknowledging it, but of course he gives a fuck. We all know he gives a fuck.
Yeah, there's no way he doesn't give a fuck. I mean, he's curtsying. He's in that state of nervousness where moving your arms is like the scariest thing. You know what I mean? Like his hands are like to his side, and you'll see he'll like poke his hand up every once in a while, but he's like he's not even moving. He's like a fucking statue.
Yeah, and also I've seen comedians bomb and not care about the bomb, like in the moment. The way they show they don't care is by saying like, well, hopefully the next show's better than this, something like that. Like, acknowledge it, and be like, I don't care. Anytime someone says, I don't give a fuck, or I don't give a shit what people think about me, that's how you know someone really cares about what people think about them.
So true.
Bro, come on, we in it together, doggy.
Oh my God. I forgot about that. This is like, this is like when your friend is having a bad mushroom trip and you sit him in the corner and you're like, oh, come on, man. Everything's going to be okay. Come on. We're at Lollapalooza right now. Come on. We're going to go see, Lizzo.
She definitely wins this. For not only she's losing less as a comedian, and she's winning hard as a friend right now.
Yeah, she is.
For your buddy who's up there, who's having maybe the worst night of his life, to just in the middle of it dig his hole even deeper, and you go down there with him and say, we're in this together. I love this girl.
Yeah, I kind of like her too. She's cool.
Take a guess.
No. I'm bombing so bad, and I don't give a fuck.
Neither do I, bro. Come on, we in it together, doggy.
Huh?
Hey, you got
Don't
dimples
spray
too. That's what's up.
Yeah. You want to make out?
No.
Yeah, I know it. That's why.
Oh, and this is like that back to that like improv class. Like this is like improv class banter right here.
Do you want to make out?
Not good.
There was an opportunity potentially for not necessarily a full recovery, but at least turning it a little bit when they're fist bumping, acknowledging they're both bombing. There's at least something you can do with that. There is a moment, a possibility, but then going to, do you want to make out is like, oh, nope, done. We're back to not liking you.
So you're a lesbian by choice.
Your beard is graying.
I know. I'm old.
Oh, that's kind of a good line right there. That's just kind of mean.
There was a stutter there that it may have actually hurt him. I think he may have actually been hurt there.
Okay, so here's another thing that I haven't told you about Def Noodles. So he is 38 years old, but apparently he had been lying for like 4 years and telling everybody he's like 28 years old. So
yeah, I remembered him being about my age, maybe. I think he had said he was like 26 when I met him, and that's certainly, if he's 38, it wasn't 12 years ago I met him.
So he was lying about his age back then.
I believe so. I don't know. I didn't know him that well.
Wait. Hold on.
Apparently
Because he said that he has been lying about his age because it was on like an agency, and he was advised that if he says that his age is lower, that it would be like better for him. But now what you're telling me is that he was lying about his age before that, which I
think he was. I'm trying to remember. I also, if apparently he is this like shitty dude that people are saying, then maybe I don't feel bad about anything that's happening to him. But
I think that as a dude, that's one of the biggest red flags, in my opinion, is when you lie about your age. Especially, and it depends on what you're doing it for. Like if you're, if people they will lie about their age to be able to hang out with younger people and have it not be weird. Like that's some stuff people do. I mean, it's weird. Like I would never look at somebody the same way if they lied to me about their age. It would just be a weird thing.
I think the last time I lied about my age when I was trying to drink underage and just said I was older than I am.
Yeah, that's a logical reason to lie about your age because you're trying to get booze. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But if you're doing it for all these like shady reasons, it's one of the weirdest things to do, in my opinion.
Yeah, and the people who lie about the age in entertainment, and especially as a guy, because like at least there is something with women saying they're younger there's more of a stigma there than there is for guys in show business. So I understand it. It's still shitty either way. But when you're a guy who's just like a dude on YouTube lying about your age, I'm kind of like, come on.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
I'm 37.
You're 37? Damn, you look good for a white person. Can't even hate, though.
I'm not white.
Yeah, you are.
I'm from Brazil.
I know, but you white.
You just met my...
What do you... I don't know about the voices she's doing, though. She's like cycling through different voices that aren't hers, it sounds like.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a little bit of AAVE going on now.
What is that?
That's African American vernacular.
Yeah. Okay, but like, listen, a white woman pretending to be black might save the show at this point. That's like a Hail Mary. That's kind of a good move.
Yeah.
Oh, if she just starts blacking it up, that'd be awesome. Look at how tiny and white she is.
If she calls him the N-word next, she wins.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, by the way, during this stream, so he was streaming this on YouTube and on Twitch, and apparently one of the people said faggot, and he got banned from Twitch during the stream. So he had to come on stage and announce that he had gotten banned from Twitch.
Wait, who said someone says faggot?
So one of the
on
contestants,
the show?
one of the contestants said it, and then he got banned on Twitch, and then he gets on stage and has to announce to the crowd that he got banned.
Are we gonna see that at some point?
Oh, you want to see that late? Yeah, I can pull that up. I'll pull that up at some point.
Yeah, this is just like the roast battle, but it's part of like a longer show.
Oh my, I think you should really watch the full. I mean, it's really quite the experience.
Yeah.
But this is
wait, what else is it? Other roast battles or?
No, I'm just showing you the main event roast battle. I'm just showing you kind of like the meat and potatoes here.
Okay, up to this point, what was the show?
What was the show? It was a build-up. So she beat other people. So it was like a competition to fight Deaf Noodles is how this kind of worked out.
Oh, okay. Were the first roast battles good then?
No, it was also like friend banter and I guess we have to choose somebody type shit.
Because I have seen that before where people who don't know how to put on roast shows have done like the tournament where it's all a tournament. Like we'll do tournaments of Fight Club, but it's over several weeks. So you win, and then next week you have time to prepare for your next opponent. But if you're doing like potentially 6 in one night, you can't prepare for like 32 potential opponents.
Yeah, that's just psychotic. You need to give people at least a week to write jokes about the new person they have to battle.
Yeah,
Otherwise, there's no way it's going to work.
I've seen some like over a weekend festival where you have like tonight you have a battle and tomorrow the next one, the next day the next one, which is still tough, but at least you have a day to put some stuff together.
For sure. Okay.
Sexier than your mom's pussy.
All right, mom's pussy stuff.
Always good.
Yeah, and he actually had a decent rebuttal right there. He was like,
what did he say?
Here, let's see.
Mom's pussy.
You know you probably ate it.
know you probably ate it. Okay, yeah.
There you go.
So if he hadn't been bombing so hard up until this point, the crowd might have gone crazy over that joke.
Yeah. Because I think that's one that as he's saying it, he's like, oh, this is fucking good. But he's already done the do you want to make out? I'm bombing, I don't give a fuck, and all that no one buys that he has confidence anymore.
Yeah.
She came, baby.
She came, baby.
I don't know how long we're going to keep going because you're going to win regardless.
Okay, so that now he's like kind of he's putting up the white flag right here.
That's when you're so defensive. You're trying to get to the point where afterwards you can say, well, of course I knew she was going to win. I even said it when I was up there. You're doing anything you can to save face.
He's scrambling right now. He has everything about this. You have to remember, he came out with this crazy walk-off music, and it's pretty clear that he wanted to do well.
Of course, he wanted to prove all the haters wrong.
Yeah. So now, okay, let's hear this
Brutal.
cope. Here, he keeps going.
Your eyes are too close together.
Damn. I wish they were even closer so I couldn't see you.
I like that one.
Yikes. She liked it. I don't think anyone else did.
No, I don't think they like that one at all.
He's roasting like a black teenager where she's just pointing out things about him. She's just like, your eyes are too close together. You're this, you're that. And you just like, how do you come back from that?
That's true. Actually, I don't fuck around with middle school kids. They're too mean, man. It's like
Yeah.
you don't even want to be around them. They're so mean. Especially like little like Puerto Rican or black kids. They're just the meanest people in the world.
Yeah. Yeah. And there is the I wish they were closer together so I wouldn't have to see you. There's all right,
Yeah, I thought so too. I was like, this is something.
He's going for he's got like the punchlines there. The setup is no one relates eyes being close together. No one's eyes are so close together you can't there's just the execution's not there.
Yeah, but at least it feels like something. Like 'cause there's so many times in this where you don't even feel like there's anything. You're like, how do I even respond to this? This is nothing.
Yeah, they missed the shot still, but at least it hit the rim. It wasn't an air ball.
Okay, yeah.
What are you writing a dissertation?
You look like the guy at the party with a backpack, but it's only filled with cocaine.
Hey.
Oh, what? So he's a cool guy?
Yeah, he doesn't seem like a cool cocaine guy, to be honest with you.
Yeah. He seems like the guy who has someone else's book bag of cocaine that he stole from the party.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, like you're trying to make me look cooler?
But you lace it with fentanyl? Okay.
Yeah, I'm out here killing motherfuckers.
Oh, wait. People are saying that his mom was in the crowd, is what people are saying right here.
Oh, that is deaf embarrassing.
Oh, my God. Imagine doing this in front of your mom. One time, my mom saw me. It was my mom, and actually all of Sublime was at the show, and I think I did very poorly.
Whoa.
Yeah. Except, well, of course, without Bradley. It was Sublime with Rome.
Right.
So, I mean, if Bradley saw me bomb, I would kill myself for sure. But he did not.
I don't think my parents they haven't been to a lot of shows I've done. I don't think they've been to ones where I bombed. I do remember there was one where there was like an open mic I would do when I first started that was like spoken word, music, poetry, and comedy. And the people who ran it did one night specifically just as a comedy show.
Mhm.
And I was on that. But the thing is, the crowd was still kind of a spoken word poetry crowd.
Oh, that's tough. That's tough.
And like the people who would come out to their feature shows, like the regular open mics usually had a decent amount of people and I did pretty well. But the people who would go and support the shows were the more like poetry spoken word people. So the musicians usually were a better audience. But
Okay.
yeah, so it's the show in like a candlelit basement.
Yeah, bringing your parents to a roast battle is really crazy, and it's especially this right here. I mean, you're literally not only witnessing your son's failure of like building a comedy space, but you're also witnessing him failing to perform comedy. So it's like there's so many things happening.
If this went really well, it would have been a good move. When our first show back at the Stand after the pandemic was the week of my birthday, and I had a birthday roast. We did a few battles, and the main event was my birthday roast, and my family came out for that. But that was packed basement of the Stand Comedy Club, all of my friends roasting me, and it was a great show. So that's like fun. But if I just had them come and see me do a roast battle and then bombed, that's there's no bomb worse than a roast battle bomb because not only are you bombing, someone else is telling you that you're awful while you're doing it.
Oh, yeah. Dude, you know what was a good one? So it was the Valentine's Day roast at New York Comedy Club, and they had people's either significant others or exes roast them. And some people, they genuinely had their feelings hurt really bad after that. It was.
I was there for 1 year when they did that, and I witnessed that.
Yeah, it's crazy. And because you're not only bombing, but you're being humiliated by your ex, and everybody is fucking loving it.
I remember there's been couples who want to face each other, and I've had them face each other. We did 1 year on Valentine's Day, like tag team roast, a couple versus another couple, which I think is better.
Oh, no, see, I like the couples versus each other. I think there's more drama to it.
And there's also just more potential for material.
Because they know everything about each other, exactly.
And you're seeing a couple versus another couple. You're seeing what the couple looks like as a couple. And so there's I think there's a lot more fun to it. and less like because once people's feelings actually get hurt, it becomes less fun for me at least. And I think a lot of the audience just feels awkward.
No. See, I look at it different. I like seeing people genuinely getting their feelings hurt because I see roast battles as like a fucking like a circus sideshow where like if you're enough of a freak to get on stage, then we're gonna laugh at you like the freak that you are. I think that's like half the fun of it. And I think again, that's part of like having the host, the trustworthy guy, the ringleader. That's why you need that.
I kind of look at it the way when I'm watching sports, I want to see my team beat the other team. But if someone on the other team like suffers like a compound fracture and is actually seriously hurt, then I'm not really into that.
See, I want to see a compound fracture. Fuck them. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I say juice them up and fucking hit their heads in with hammers. See what happens. Fuck them.
Yeah.
What are you juggling now? You trying to? What is this? This is a circus. You want to win.
Rough.
It's over. There's no way I can win. That's the whole thing.
That's the whole thing.
I'm not supposed to win. You're supposed to win.
Okay, so now this is where we're getting into the cope. I'm not supposed to win. You're supposed to win. Like, what do you think all this? What do you think all this is?
This is like the stages of recovery or some shit, where like he's like acceptance and.
Yeah, the phases of death. Yep.
Yeah, he's just trying to save face here. That I was supposed to bomb. I was supposed to be bad. That was the whole thing. No, he wanted to do well.
Yeah. I mean, it's so obvious that he wanted to do well. If you just watch the fucking build up to this, that's all the evidence that I really need.
This is the guy who like hits on a girl he likes, has a crush on her, then she turns him down and he goes, I never wanted to date you anyway.
Yeah, you fucking whore bitch. I never wanted to fuck you. You think you dumb ugly bitch, you think I wanted to fuck you? Yeah, that's what he's doing right now.
Like a white trash fly.
You could have gone any way with that. You went with white trash fly?
I shouldn't be here.
I love that right there.
Have they done? Is there like 5 jokes tit for tat? Is somebody counting? Is there?
That's the thing. No, he was supposed to be the host, but now he's doing this right now. So
I mean, there certainly haven't been 5 jokes, but I think 5 things have been said by each person.
Yeah, there's been like some type of a back and forth. I mean, some of it was just banter, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But I like this. I shouldn't be here right now. That's what she just says. Listen.
Yeah. She's not wrong. She definitely wins this.
I'm just gonna go out. I'm gonna bring the fucking check.
I mean, I think we all need to convince her to like turn on Deaf Noodles and say that this was like a traumatic experience or something like that. Can you imagine if the roast battlers start coming out against him saying that it was like trauma for them to perform?
Yeah, or she does some like teary-eyed video and it's like, were you raped by Deaf Noodles? She's like, no, it was much worse. And then plays the video of that.
Hold up.
Here you come in Comic Wars 9/11. Hell yeah.
I bought a big ass check. I didn't fill it out. You're supposed to win $100. That's why I can't win.
I was gonna fucking win money. You're just now telling me this.
So hold up. Hold this up. Hey, Miranda, wake up.
Oh my God. I see that part was kind of sketch too, where she's like, you didn't even tell me that there was money involved. I would have, she said I would have went a lot harder, but I think what she really means there is I would have tried.
Yeah.
I think that's what she really means by that. Because
is there actually money? He said there's a check, but he hasn't filled it out yet.
I think it's for $100.
This is just all over the place. There was I don't know, maybe there's the thing where he did a little bit of stand-up, stopped doing it, but he developed this big YouTube following, and he's just got the confidence of, I could fucking do a show without planning much of it. I don't really need to write jokes. I'll go up there and I'm a funny guy. I got a lot of subscribers.
Yeah. Went to his head.
If I'm not winning, why am I holding it?
You're winning it. You won it. I can't win. Because you won.
Do 2 people win?
Just you.
Why do I win? I thought
because you won the roast battle.
Oh, and I guess like she didn't even win the full match. I guess somebody named Hunter won the match, and I guess the bracket got disorganized at some point. So now she's like super confused. She doesn't know what the fuck is going on right now.
Yeah, I mean, just like all of us.
Yeah, she's literally she probably has as much info as we have.
Based on everything I've seen so far, I said I feel bad for him just not knowing, regardless of whether or not he's a good or bad person. I feel bad for a person who plans this big thing and then fails. There's just something.
If you got fucking blood beating through your heart, you're gonna feel something for sure.
Yeah, but more so than that, I feel bad for her because she didn't plan any of this. She was just asked to do a show by a guy with a big YouTube following on a live stream and is like, okay, I'll do this show, I guess, and then has no idea what's coming. No one who's running the show has any idea what's coming. Like, I feel more bad for her than anyone that she had to be up there. And I think she seems a little inexperienced also, but I think for somebody in her position, she didn't do terrible.
Okay, all right. And how would you rate Def Noodles' performance through all this?
He did terrible.
He did terrible. Okay, how much worse did he do than her?
I put more of the blame on him because it's his show and he didn't have any of it together at all. For someone just coming in there, not knowing anything, she had a couple of lines in there. It's, she can't just take over someone else's show entirely. She did probably the best that she could do with the situation she was given. But it's on him for giving her that shit sandwich.
Yeah. So what could he have done better? Like, how could we have set this up where this didn't happen? Like, how many fucking parallel universes do we have to go through before this makes sense?
It'd be a shorter list if we let's talk about what he could have done worse. Like, what do you mean? What could he have done better? Literally, I can't think of a single thing he could have not done better.
Yeah, I mean, even the camera, dude. This looks like this was filmed on like an Amazon garage camera. Is what it looks like. I'm looking at right here.
If you were to talk to anybody about you're going to a comedy show, what are the things you should have for a comedy show? Anyone's checklist, he hasn't gotten checked off any of the boxes.
Wow. That's so fucking funny.
He has, actually, I should say, the intro video and the entrance was fine. That one's solid.
I like the intro. Yeah, it was a good intro.
Yeah. The intro, the entrance, the fact they had to do two entrances is weird. If it was just that second entrance, it would have been fine. So yeah, there was a structure of what the show was going to be, but literally nothing else within that structure was planned or good.
Got it. Well, dude, thank you so much for your fucking analysis on this. I think you've been really helpful. I mean, I think it's important for people to hear from somebody that like actually is involved with all the roast battle shit. It's like a week to week thing for you. So you're always thinking about how to improve this stuff.
Essentially what he's trying to do, the putting on a show where there's a roast battle, is what I've done every week for 7 years. And granted, I will say I was not always good at it. Some people would argue I'm still not. I would argue I've never been this bad, though.
Okay. Never been as bad as Def Noodles. Okay. We're going to watch, I guess he made a video like Rebuttal, where he is defending himself after this. So if you want, you could stick around and watch that, but that's what we're going to be doing. I don't want to like hold you hostage or anything.
Okay. Hold on. I think so. I have, something to do at 10 o'clock, so I have a little bit of time.
You have a little bit of... Okay, so we'll watch a little bit of the Rebuttal here. Okay, I have not watched this, by the way.
Okay.
Okay, and I guess, do you know the guy Moist Critical? He's the guy with long hair. He talks with a deep voice. Oh, it's like a stinky butthole that farted on a Sunday. You know that guy?
No. Is he a YouTuber or a comic?
He's like, he's like a YouTuber. So he's like a React YouTuber. So he just like steals people's shit and like puts himself in the corner and then makes ad money off it.
Oh, he makes ad money off it?
That's the whole name of the game. Is these guys?
Well, there's one history YouTuber I watch who reacts to history videos. As much of like former wrestler and everything I am, I'm also like a history dork.
Right.
But yeah, his whole thing is he says he doesn't make money on advertising on the reaction videos, and he always puts links to the original video in there. But that's
Wait, by the way, I see. So we got Salvo Pancakes in chat. Salvo, if you want to talk, you're more than welcome. If you want to hop on stream and give us some of your takes on this too. But sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was saying, the one reaction channel I watch, he says he doesn't make money on ad videos on those videos. He does original content, and that's where he makes the ad money from. But he gets subscribers because of the reaction videos.
Yeah, that's exactly. So, dude, the whole game is you manipulate the SEO, you put yourself above the actual content, and you try to make more money than the original content creator. It's like, it's such a sick fucking hustle. It's disgusting.
Yeah. The one guy I watch, he only makes money on his original videos, but he builds a following with the reaction videos. So
here's what I'll say. I have no problem with that, but I think if you're like running ads on that content and you're collecting donations, I think there's something kind of immoral about that because you're literally using somebody else's content and you're collecting ads off it and you're playing the content in its entirety. I think you're getting into some fucking dicey territory with all that shit.
It can get dicey. If you're making ad money on those reaction videos, then that to me is immoral.
Okay, all right. Let's listen to Def Noodles.
Afterwards, he's talking about how it went.
Yes, yeah. So this is his recap, which I've not seen. So we're gonna see how he like talks his way out of this.
Oof.
Welcome, folks. Today's video is a little bit different than usual. I think it's about time that I address the new allegations against me.
By the way, it's like the New York accent that he does is like not a real New York accent. Like you hear, there's like 3 people that talk like this. You know what I mean?
You can tell that there is an actual accent in there. He's trying to power through.
Yeah, he's doing that thing. You notice this when people move from the East Coast to LA, where they'll do like a ×10 of wherever they came from. As a way to like distinguish themselves in like auditions and stuff where they're like, I'm from New York. Now I'm from New York. You know, now they fucking go full in on it.
Yeah. And there is also just overall roasting and roast battles is like a cool thing to do. So I think a lot of people are like, I'll do a roast or a roast battle, but then have no idea how to actually do the show.
Yeah.
It's only been a few days since I've had to make one of these videos addressing allegations, and yet here we are once again.
Is there anything crazier than
allegations that he's not funny? Is that the allegation?
Is there anything funnier than somebody getting on camera to address the allegations? There's something so fucking pathetic about that.
Yeah.
Like, dude, just ignore them. Why the fuck are you getting on camera like a little bitch like this?
I think some people really believe especially like their whole thing is they make a living talking. So anything that's happening where I'm being mentioned, let me talk about it.
Oh, that's when you know you're in too deep. When you have to share like every little aspect of you, even if it's things that people could use against you in the future. But people are like addicted to any amount of attention they can get. So they'll take it wherever they can get it.
Yeah.
More allegations. I mean, I just can't stop fucking up. I just can't help myself. I can't keep my dick in my pants when it comes to creating problems and destroying my career. I just need to fuck it. My career. I need to fuck it up. I mean, anyway.
I will say, too, this is a nicer camera than he used for the stream. Like, why didn't he use this camera?
I don't know. Maybe he was going for the grittiness of the roast battle.
Maybe. I don't know. You would think that you would turn the camera to be flush with the wall at least, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just my stupid advice.
I'm sure
what do I
you've
know?
heard about it at this point. I recently did a show here in the office, a super roast battle, and it appears to not have achieved its intended effect. In case you didn't get a chance to watch it, here's a brief recap.
Emo, I love you, but you don't understand comedy.
Maybe it's just not funny.
What is he doing here? What the fuck is this?
Is this a reanimation of the bad show?
Yeah, so somebody animated this, I guess.
I think some like YouTubers and comics and just people in entertainment, their brain is so broken they feel like they need to just they need to talk about literally everything.
Oh my god. And so people like this are so funny too. He's gonna use the things criticizing him, but like there's so many people criticizing him, he has to find like the friendliest one where he can't use like the people who are like really criticizing him because he's like, I don't want to give them clout. So he has to find this like safe cartoon video that he could show people.
Yeah. This is rough.
I did indeed get banned on Twitch after a gay comedian made a gay joke, and I got massive backlash for it.
No, you got banned from Twitch because somebody said faggot, and you're not allowed to say faggot on Twitch.
Did you say it was a gay comedian who said it, though?
Yeah, but that's even still, you can't say that word on Twitch.
Yeah.
So he's doing this but I'm gay, though. It's like, okay, other gay people have been banned for saying that. Why would you be... You wouldn't tell the people beforehand they can't say like 2 words? Fucking moron.
I guess. I'm on his side in that him saying, oh, I got banned because a gay guy said a gay joke. I do think he's right about that. Like, fuck Twitch for like doing that. But also, after the last hour of watching this guy, even though I'm on his side, I still don't like him.
Twitter as a result. A lot of people were really offended. I would even have the audacity to put together an event and show my face at the event and then later show my face on the internet after the event. I don't know what's going on through my mind. However, that wasn't the greatest crime that I committed in the last few days. The greatest crime that I committed was to have caused the great moist critical to cringe.
You don't know that guy right there? Dude, he's all over YouTube. Like, you can't click on YouTube without looking at his fucking face.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm not sure. I don't recognize him there, but I think his thing is like Deaf Noodles is saying like, oh, people were offended. Like, no one was offended.
Yeah, there was nothing to be offended about. It was just awful. We were offended that we had to watch it.
People are like, yeah, I'm sure he had people who are fans of his who were like, oh, he's returning to comedy. Trolls also.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing. It's tough. People just pretend like anyone who dislikes anything they do is a troll and a hater. When sometimes you do bad stuff. It happens.
It's such an easy way to push off all criticism. If you're like, oh, these are haters, these are trolls. It's like, okay.
And now is he gonna try? He's like, the worst thing I did, I made this guy cringe. It's like you made a lot of people cringe.
It's like with Yelp. I remember when I worked in restaurants, they would always be like, okay, if you have one-star review and it's totally weird and it's not like anything, then what you could just like write it off. But if you have 100 one-star reviews all saying the same thing, then it's like, okay, maybe it makes sense to actually like pay attention to what these people are saying.
And also have some self-awareness where if you're working in a restaurant and you can see how the food's being cooked and you see it's shitty, like, there's no way he thinks that show went well.
No, he knows it didn't go well, and this is him trying to explain why it's okay that his content was so bad.
Okay.
Yeah, which, I mean, it's a bold move. I'm glad he's trying it.
I unfortunately committed the most heinous sin a YouTuber can commit in their careers. I made a video so cold that even the great Penguins Zero couldn't stand the chill of the cringe going down his spine, and he rightfully lambasted me. It's lambasted, you moron! I'm sorry. English isn't my first language.
It's almost like if you wrote some of these jokes for the battle instead of for the apology, it might have gone better. Like, what the fuck?
English isn't my first Portuguese. Language is like first time on stage, open mic or stuff.
But at least it's better than what was the cousin one again? It's like, you look like my cousin if you were a girl.
That's fair. It is a joke. Like I said, the bar is very low here.
Mm-hmm.
Not my first language. Anyway, After hearing out the entire internet and realizing that I committed the most heinous crime against humanity by putting on a show in my office and broadcasting it for free for anyone to see, the only way I could see this situation was with remorse. I am deeply apologetic for anyone out there who was traumatized by the free will to click on a video and watch.
Oh, and now so he's getting into this shit where it's like, it's our fault because we clicked on it, and we're like, oh, why are you even commenting? It's like, dude, you made the fucking thing. The fuck? You clickbaited us.
Yeah, you didn't. You did a whole like build up to a thing, and then some people watched it.
Yeah, and you were like, oh, this is gonna be so good. You guys are gonna love this. This is gonna be a fun thing. Then we click on it, and it's not any of those things. So we're like, what the fuck? And now it's our fault? Like, what the fuck?
And also, he prepared way more for this video than he did for the show.
That's what I just said. Yeah, exactly. Like, why is he preparing more for his I'm sorry YouTube videos than for his stage performance? It's so crazy.
Yeah. I truly wish we lived in a dictatorial society so government officials could just rush into my building mid-show and have me immediately sent to the gulags for even attempting to do something of the sort. Nay, that punishment is not enough. Not only should I have been arrested,
like, okay, honestly, so another thing, dude, he's going to encourage people to be doing even crazier shit to him with this video.
Oh, of course, yeah. But
like, people are like going to fucking, I don't even want to know what people are going to do to the second battle, but it's not going to be good.
Well, that is the whole game. He's just going to have more. He's doing he knows, like, the YouTube game. He obviously has a big following. The more you do this stuff, the more people engage with it. It's probably not good for his mental health. It's not good for society. But that is the game. My thought when he's like, there should have been a government agency to come in and break up the show. I'm like, that would have been my favorite part of the show if that had happened.
Yeah. By the way, look at his eyes, by the way. There is absolutely nothing behind his eyes. He's got that, like, certain people, if they've dealt with enough failure, their eyes are like beady and black, and you like can't even see their soul in there anymore. I feel like he has that.
A little bit, yeah.
Right?
And to the gulags, but I should have also been forced to live the rest of my miserable existence being waterboarded while Baby Shark plays on loop at max volume in the background, and 2 CIA torture experts electrocute the tip of my penis with tweezers. Nay, that is not the enough punishment for me. Honestly, I think the only appropriate response to the video that I chose to freely publish on the internet is death. I should go educate myself at the end of the barrel of a...
Oh my God, it's like, have you ever heard something so pathetic? What the fuck?
I mean, on my own, I would have just turned it off after the first minute. Like, it's just, I mean, I'm sure there is something to people who go in YouTube comment sections and do, like, say, this is the worst thing I've ever seen, you're terrible, I hope you should die or whatever. Like, people like that do exist, and those people are sad, but also... I don't know. You did a bad video.
All this like self-flagellation. Oh my God, it's just overwhelming.
I should be punished by death, and it's like, sure. I mean, anyone who thinks that is ridiculous, but also, I don't know.
I feel like I don't come out with this accusation often, but this is like to me, like quintessential beta male behavior. This is like very, very beta male, where he is like submitting right now. It's kind of like when a dog, he like curls his tail up when there's bigger dogs around. That's kind of like what we're witnessing right here.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I think he's trying to recover in a way of being like, shit on like the worst of the internet trolls and be like, this is really just, I think the idea here is like, yes, I know it was bad, but come on, don't be so hard. I mean, I'm just a guy doing a video online, which is, I don't know, I guess it's a recovery, but it's just, I mean, he's already dug the hole so deep that it's like...
You're never going to win over the trolls. It's like, I don't know why you would ever try to win over the trolls. They, like, hate you. Like, focus on the people that like you. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Shocking. After all... the taste of bullets is the only thing that can truly educate a person to never commit a crime ever again. Anyway, I would like to take a moment right now and fully address
now he's making a statement on capital punishment.
Wow, is that what he's doing right here? Wait.
bullets
I've
is
seen
the
he's
only
like
gave my
the only way to stop someone from committing crime is the taste of bullets.
at the end of the barrel of a
He's
loaded
about to
shotgun.
turn this into a philosophical conversation.
All the taste of bullets.
Yeah, this is not a problem of me bombing. This is a problem of us as a society.
Yes.
The only thing that can truly educate a person to never commit a crime ever again. Anyway, I would like to take a moment right now and fully address the situation with the great Moist Critical. Mr. Moist, Mr. Critical. Can I call you Mr. Critical? If you end up watching this video for some random reason, I don't blame you for not watching it, by the way. After all, you were already subjected to the worst crimes against humanity, so I imagine you are not so inclined to watch anything else that I ever published for my entire life. And I do not blame you for feeling that way. After all, I did.
My God, he made a react video about you. Like,
yeah.
What is the big deal? He's just talking shit about you on YouTube. Like, why are you making such a big deal out of this?
Yeah. Also, the whole the only way to stop someone from committing these crimes is to kill them. So he's like being ironic. So the idea is, yeah, we should work to rehabilitate people. So let's have like an intervention for deaf Noodles about comedy and why he should never try again.
Murder everyone who watched that.
See, that would actually be good content if all these people sat him down and told him to stop. That'd be like a really good video.
If I get people from Comedy Fight Club and like get actual really good roast battlers to have an intervention with him to never do comedy again with actual roasters who prepare for it, that would be good content.
Dude, maybe we could set this up. If you know like roast battle comedians out in LA, maybe we could get them to like go on his roast battle. Like get in on the inside. You know what I mean?
I do know roast battlers in LA. I don't know any one of them who would see any of these videos and think, yeah, I want to be on a show with that guy.
Yeah, but you know how comedians are. They'll do fucking anything if they have nothing going on. I mean, you could convince them. For sure.
Maybe.
I'm just saying, consider it. I'm just throwing the cards on the table here.
Roast. Stick to the point, Dennis. Anyway, Mr. Critical, I would like to extend my sincerest apologies for causing you to cringe while watching my roast battle.
See, he's doing like an Adam Sandler voice right now.
I wish that you had not been forced to witness such a level of banality for your personal amusement in your entire life. I truly wish that you could be free of such memory, but unfortunately, that is not how the human brain works. You will be forced to forever remember the hour you spent watching my roast battle for the rest of your life. And for that, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you felt so hurt by my content that you felt the need to make content out of it. It is truly...
Yeah, but this is him making content out of him making content. So
exactly. That's the whole game. These are these YouTube wormholes that actually, you know what? The person I'm most mad at is you for making me watch all of these.
Yeah, I mean, as you should be. But he's making this whole argument where he's like, you're making this video about me, like, but you're making the video about him, so it's like it just completely cancels itself out, and he has no idea that he's doing that right now.
Yeah, it's like, well, I bet, I'm gonna make a reaction video to your reaction about my thing. Like, what are we doing here?
Travesty that I would have the audacity to publish such a thing on the internet. Honestly, I've been thinking about what exactly caused me to organize that show and live stream it, but I really can't find a reason. I am honestly appalled at myself for even thinking it went well. I am thoroughly disappointed that I dared to put on something together for my fans and that the ones who attended thoroughly enjoyed the experience, or so they told me.
By the way, one of the people in attendance, there was like 15 people in the crowd, and apparently one of them was a spy for Salvo, and they came in on a fake ticket. They like printed a fake ticket and they went to the event with a fake ticket. So that's who was in the crowd who loved it so much.
Yeah. Did he say the crowd loved it?
Yeah, he said the crowd. That's what he just said. Yeah, he said the crowd loved it. That's how fucking delusional he is.
Come on.
The crowd thoroughly loved it.
I am honestly appalled at myself for even thinking it went well. I am thoroughly disappointed that I dared to put on something together for my fans and that the ones who attended thoroughly enjoyed the experience, or so.
Dude, it's on camera. It's literally every moment of it was live streamed. You're not fooling
What,
anybody.
what parts did they thoroughly enjoy the most? The first or second entrance?
I mean, the whole coming out on your entrance 2 times, like on your big, you have to nail it. You can't come out 2 times and fix the lighting and shit.
The crowd thoroughly enjoyed it. Dennis, come on.
Told me.
The crowd did not enjoy it.
That I could be such a.
I mean, I feel like the crowd should be able to sue him for that. Like, that's how appalling that is. Like, that is such a ridiculous thing to say.
I think that's libel. If somebody ever accused me of enjoying that show, I would sue for defamation.
Yeah, I mean, you could easily prove damages.
Yeah.
To think that I could fulfill my job and be in entertainment when in fact I am nothing of the sort. I am not a comedian. I'm not even a human. I'm just.
Oh my God, this self-flagellation. I'm not even a human.
Cells currently existing in.
He's trying to do the ironic, like, he's acting like everybody who criticizes, who doesn't like his show, also is like the scum of the earth YouTube comment who want him to die and all. It's like, no, plenty of normal people could think that you suck.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, this almost could, like a video like this almost could work if he wasn't also peppering in like things that he's actually trying to do to defend himself. Like if he was doing this as like a total joke, I could see an argument for that being a pretty good move. But
if there's a lot more of, yes, I know it didn't go well, but who the fuck are you to say anything? If there's something like that. But when
then
you're throwing in everyone who my fans thoroughly enjoyed it.
Then it's like, okay, then it makes it a little crazier.
Bullshit that I'm reading directly from a prompter for your entertainment.
Oh, and he just said he's reading this from a teleprompter.
Or, yeah.
Where does he put the teleprompter? By the ceiling fan? By the fucking shitty camera?
Well, we saw what he comes up with when he doesn't have a teleprompter, so.
I'm sitting here ludicrously buckling to my knees, self-deprecatingly acquiescing to the oh-so-great.
That's actually such a good point, because the teleprompter, from what we saw, would be by far the most expensive item in the whole room. And it's like, why wouldn't he use it for the roast battle?
Or at least have your jokes written down on your phone, and don't necessarily read off your phone, but have it there as a support system. Have something.
Yeah, have anything.
Most critical, because you didn't like my roast. I wish there was something I could do, but unfortunately there isn't. I can't delete the roast because my fingers just won't allow me to do it.
Well, you also can't delete it because we all downloaded it. I mean, that just exists now. It's nothing you can do to delete it.
I think, once if he deletes it, he just gets more shit for deleting it.
Yeah, exactly right. And it's just impossible. It was all live stream, so we all have the roast.
I can't delete my social media because I'm too addicted to being dunked on by literally.
Oh, so this is also telling. So he's been thinking about deleting his social media is kind of what he's saying right here.
Yeah.
So.
And he also, I think he said in the beginning of the video, this is a couple days after the roast.
Yeah, I think this was like, somebody in the chat can correct me, but I think it was like 2 or 3 days, maybe like 2 days after the roast. So this is like when he's had, like what we were talking about before, because when he was on stage, he probably like blacked out, didn't know anything, and it took a little bit of time to process how tremendous of a failure it is. I think this was like right in the sweet spot of having all those memories kick in at once.
Yeah. Oof. Tough. He had a couple days, and this is what he came up with.
Voice Critical said himself, is it something that you can just easily let go? I mean, who doesn't love to be constantly destroyed and demoralized every single day for literally saying words?
Yeah, but you put yourself there. So he's like bitching about people being mean to him. Stop fucking uploading, idiot. Just do something else if it bothers you so much.
I mean, there are like trolls and there are like fucked
Yeah,
up
but I'm
people
sure
in
you've
comments.
dealt with trolls. I've dealt with trolls. They're not that hard to deal with. You just ignore them and you move on.
Yeah. In general, there's fucked up people in comment sections, and honestly, for the most part, you do have a lot of comedians who do get the comments. They won't say anything publicly, but in private, they'll be like,
Dude, I get I say the comments public. I don't give a fuck. People can say mean shit about me. It doesn't hurt my feelings. You need like some degree. Well, actually, sometimes it does hurt my feelings. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
but like
I get if people are sensitive about comments here and there, and because there are also just people online who are shitty. But it's tough when, like, I just watched your roast, dude. It was bad. Not everyone who thinks that it was bad is a troll or a shitty commenter.
Yeah, and Matt has no idea, like, who you are. He doesn't know who Def Noodles is. He doesn't know about any of this shit.
My coming into this is I met him a few times and he was a nice guy.
Yeah.
So I have to be told by other people that he's shitty. But then now I'm watching this, I'm like, come on, dude.
Yeah, you can kind of like see what everybody is seeing.
I absolutely love it. I can't imagine my life without it. It's so great. Therefore, after much thought, I finally arrived at the conclusion.
Yeah, it's like if you're like an actualized human being, then, you know, yeah, maybe like the comments might hurt you, but you have a pre-built version of who you are. Like you understand who you are, and if people are saying things that are just blatantly not true about you, then it's not going to hurt your feelings that bad. Like it's like, oh, it's kind of like shitty that people like don't like me. But if you have some level of confidence, then you know who you are. So it's like when somebody doesn't have that inside them, when you get these mean comments, it really fucks with your head a lot, I think.
Right. Well, you're saying if you're an actualized human being and you have confidence, how many of those do you know in comedy?
In stand-up, not a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, most stand-up comedians are pretty pathetic, like, is my honest opinion. It's like, yeah, because here's the thing, too, with stand-up, they're so used to, like, hiding where they do these sets and nobody records them and they're all secret and nobody has any, like, evidence of all the bullshit that they've been involved in, so.
Or it's not just that. Even looking at it in the most charitable way, a lot of comedians they don't have confidence, and stand-up kind of helps them come out of their shell and be confident. So all of a sudden, they've been, like, put down their whole life. So all of a sudden, they see more people putting them down when they're doing the one thing they've actually enjoyed in their life.
Yeah, it's gotta hurt.
Them more than it'll hurt somebody else.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going.
What I should do to right the great wrong that I did. The only way.
No, nobody wants you to right this wrong. We want you to keep doing roast battles. That's the other thing he doesn't understand. Like, we like a fucking car accident. Everybody likes a car accident. Nobody wants you to stop.
Thing is, it's not even fun for me where, like, if a guy is, like, kind of douchey, unlikable, and not self-aware and thinks he's great and then bombs, but then this is his follow-up where it's like, oh, if he's not even going to realize and actually feel terrible, if I'm not going to see the, like, accountability and see him be like, oh, fuck, I fucked up, then it's not even fun. If I'm just going to keep watching a guy make excuses after he does bad stuff, I'm, like, not interested.
Yeah.
For me to make this situation right again is to produce another roast. It's to once again bring out Miranda so she can yell the F slur on Twitch and get me banned. It's to once again ask her if she's from Detroit.
Oh, it was her. So it was that girl that got him banned on Twitch. So she... Wait, so think about how funny this is. She gets him banned on Twitch, and then he writes her a check for $100 later. Like, that must have been the hardest check for him to write.
And then ask her if she wants to make out and have her reject me on stage for everybody to see once again. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but Dennis, why the actual hell would you ever recreate the absolute failure of the event that you made the first time? Well, it's obvious, folks. I am in self-destruction mode.
Yeah, I mean, he's saying this like it's a joke, but it's just like the truth. Like, he is clearly in a self-destructive mode. So it's like, it's not fun or funny. I mean, it is if you hate him, but if you're like on his side, you're like, dude, I wish you would stop. Like, you're freaking me out.
Are there videos of him doing, like, I mean, he's got a following.
Yeah. But most of them, he has a bigger anti-audience now than he has his own audience.
But there had to have been something he was doing for a while where it's like, even if something's not my thing, once I saw some of the stuff like Logan Paul and Jake Paul were doing, I'm like, okay, I see the talent here.
Yeah.
Was there stuff he was doing at one point that was good?
Somebody says he can cope all he wants, but he's going to be replaying that moment in his head throughout his life, and he's going to feel terribly embarrassed every time.
I think there's some truth to that, but I think there's also some truth to he's already rationalizing it, that in a few months, I think some people really can be delusional enough and they can
Yeah, like if
rationalize
you
it.
fail enough times, you don't even feel shame after a while. That's the scariest part about some of these people. Like they don't even
You're
feel the
disconnected
pain they're
enough-
inflicting.
If you're disconnected enough from reality, you can pull it off.
Mm-hmm.
Destroy myself along with anybody else who chooses to watch me, because that is the best way to truly get through to people. As the saying goes, the family that destroys together stays together. Something like that. Anyway, Mr. Moist Critical.
I like is something or something like that. That's like a substitute for like a punchline. I love it when like comedians do those little add-on words where their joke didn't work, so they throw that little add-on and like they're hoping for the best. It's like a fucking just trying something, a little lateral move, you know?
Yeah, when you're doing a YouTube video, you don't even have an audience, so it's you're just kind of rambling.
Yeah.
Thank you for your profound observations. I thank you for showing me the light. I will once again produce a super roast battle 2 weeks from now so we can wrong every right that was left unturned. So we can
I'm hoping nobody has given him any good advice and he changes like very little.
Does the same thing over again.
Yeah, I mean, because you would think the first... Okay, so if you were going to give him advice on the next show that he's going to do, what would be the advice that you would give him? If two of you were in a room, he paid you $500, what do you tell him?
Prepare, write jokes, and get roast battlers and tell them, like, have a format for the show that you can tell other people what it's going to be so everyone is clear on what's happening, and then prepare.
What do you think? I mean, I think he needs to add judges too, or like a designated host. I think judges and a designated host would like totally change the show.
That that can help. Also, just have the main thing would be have a plan, and then you can start adding stuff to it. But at least if you have a plan and written jokes, there's something there.
I mean, his stream, I think it gets like 500 concurrent viewers or whatever. You could get a pretty decent comedian to come do the show as like, you know, just because, you know, they get exposed to this whole new viewer base. So there's like tons of like good LA comics that could like be in charge of the emceeing and all the other stuff while you worry about behind the scenes / your battling. I think that would be what he would need to do.
I think I wonder though if he has like his YouTube followers, people who are tuning in, want to see him the whole time. Maybe he does need to host, but then he can bring out a special host for his battle possibly. But I think because there is like he does get some things. If he just planned things out more and had a structure to it, then everything else could fall into place. Because even if he has judges and a host but still has no idea what he's doing, it still is going to be a shit show.
Yeah, for sure.
Every cringe record in the history of humanity so we can murder any possibility of a comedian having any credibility ever again, because as we all know, folks, comedy is perfect. It must be perfect. It must be factual.
Dude, we're not asking for it to be perfect. We're asking for like one joke out of the whole event. We want like one joke. We're not asking for much. Ugh. Well, he's doing this thing. Oh, everybody's saying, oh, because it wasn't perfect. Dude, it was far from perfect.
Yeah. He's rationalizing. He has to. If he accepts reality, he'll kill himself. He has to rationalize.
Agreed. I like what you said before. It's like the stages of grief. Like he's going through all the 7 stages of grief.
Correct. Like a college dissertation that no one wants to write or read. In fact, comedy must be strict and rigid like a Michelangelo marble statue. There is no room for mistakes in comedy. In fact, mistakes only make comedy worse. It makes a person making the comedy look pathetic. And as we all know, you can't be pathetic when you do comedy. I mean, you have to literally be Superman, because Superman is super funny. Unlike me. Stop. So, to everyone watching this video, mark your calendars, because we are once again doing a Super Roast Battle on September 2nd at 8 p.m. at the same time and same bat place. Tickets will be put on sale on Tuesday. And any further details about
Oh, tomorrow tickets go on sale tomorrow.
the event will be shared here on YouTube and Twitter. Now, with all that being said, I would like to take a moment and thank all of my brave fans who attended the event and had the time of their lives. I mean, put their lives at risk. Here are a few of them. Thank you so much.
Look, he took a picture outside to prove that he has fans that liked it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Also, it's, you know, the whole like, well, comedy just has to be perfect all the time. It's like, does he not think there's going to be anyone who doesn't like? You can have the best comedy special of all time. Will have people who don't like it.
These
Like,
bitches
no
don't look
matter
like they look like they don't know shit about comedy too. I've seen people that know about comedy, and it's not these two girls.
Yeah, just well. Also, would he be complaining about people's positive comments? If everyone said great things about it, he'd go, hey, look, comedians make mistakes sometimes. You shouldn't say good things all the time because it could be bad.
Oh my God, that is such a good point. It's like you're putting yourself out there. You should expect a spectrum. You put yourself out there, people respond the way they respond. You can't like police how
you have
people
to, like,
interpret shit.
It's up to you to stay level yourself. I heard someone once say that you're never as good as your biggest fan thinks you are, and you're never as bad as your worst critic thinks you are.
Yeah.
For being so brave and going to the show that dared to
Look at his weird fans. Look at these people.
thank you so much for being so brave.
Like, look at this little guy. This guy looks like he's in like a Peruvian flute band. Like, what is up with his shirt right here? Look at this. He's like 2 feet tall.
The show that dared to entertain you for a couple of hours on a Friday night.
So he took a picture of a total of 4 people that he just flashed on the screen. So it's
one
like
of them was his aforementioned cousin.
Yeah, one of them was the cousin.
Honestly, I don't know what got over me that I would ever think such a thing was acceptable to do. But I thank all of you for being here. You are the sweetest and greatest people in the world, and I appreciate all of you, and I hope to see you again. And if you weren't able to make it out to the show the first time, you better get your tickets fast because we are going to sell out again, just like we did last time. So make sure you get your tickets. That is, if you're willing to risk your life for cringe. Now, thank you so much for watching. I'll be back tomorrow, maybe, most likely. Moist Critical. I mean, yes, I'll be back tomorrow. Probably.
Why is he so rattled by Moist Critical? I think it's just because that guy got the most views out of anybody that was talking shit. So he's like,
probably. He also spent 10 minutes talking about how everyone online is horrible, and then ended up by saying, by the way, everyone watching this video is the most amazing, sweet people.
yeah, like what the hell? I thought we were assholes. I thought you were just calling us assholes.
What about the people who watch it and think it's terrible? Are they good too?
Yeah, I mean, we're like kind of turning into the majority of the audience too, so he's in a world of shit.
Cleanser.
All right, I mean, that was that. Like, what do you think about that? What do you even call that? Is that like an apology? Is that like what was that? Like, what do you think about that?
It's a I think it's I think there was probably some part of it that's like, I need to address this show because it wasn't good. And I want to do a video talking about how it wasn't good. But instead of actually taking accountability and talking about how I should have done this better, I should have done that better, he's just pointing out the most extreme of the bad commenters and just going after them. Because, I mean, you know, that's what people buy into online, is there being a fight of some sort. People want to see conflict.
But don't you think
So
that's
he's
just going to
creating-
provoke those people, right? If you're literally making content pointed at the meanest, loudest people in the audience, isn't that just going to empower them to continue making mean shit about you? I mean, I feel like
I think that's the game. He's going to get views from people who are hating him.
But he doesn't seem like he likes that though.
Yeah, it's bad for his mental health, for sure.
Yeah, I don't think he's like fully thinking about the things that he's doing. I think he's kind of just going with the flow, and it's just not working out.
Yeah, I think that's, you know, he's got a big YouTube following, and he's probably just, I don't know if maybe he doesn't exactly know what it is about him that people liked, that people did latch onto, and he's just doing stuff and seeing what happens, and it keeps getting more views, and he just sees those numbers and is like, hey, people are watching. Even if they're hating me, they're watching.
That is a crazy mentality. I mean, actually, somebody asked me this the other day, and I think instinctively I had one answer, but then I thought about it for more than 5 seconds. People are like, CJ, would you rather be like a lol cow, or would you rather be irrelevant? And I think like a first instinct, without really thinking about it too much, I said, oh, I'd rather be a lol cow. But then I thought about it, and it's like, imagine waking up every day and there's just like 1,000 people just like picking apart your like body language and like analyzing everything. I mean, it seems horrible. Like, I don't know why anybody would want that.
I mean, I did, well, because I came from pro wrestling where I was the bad guy. There is definitely, I've always kind of had,
You're the heel.
Yes, I was the heel. So I always kind of had I'd rather people hate me than feel nothing about me. Because at least there's some emotion there. I can work with something.
Yeah, but at least you're capitalizing off it. Like, again, this guy's stream, the majority of people were watching it on Salvo's stream where they all hate him. So it's like he's not even making money off of it.
Yeah, well, it's got to be, if I put out something that I feel good about and a lot of people hate it, I don't care because I feel good about it.
Yeah, exactly.
But I just don't know how he could possibly feel good about that.
Dude, thank you so much for coming on, man. This was awesome.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Is there any videos of your wrestling that exist?
Not that I know of.
Damn, I was gonna say when you got off the call, that'd be a great thing to watch.
Yeah, no, I searched a while. Every once in a while, I'll search. My wrestler named Nick Matthews. So
Okay.
every once in a while, I'll search it. I never really see anything. I'm kind of glad there isn't, because my whole plan was I was like doing these shows, and then when I graduated college, I was gonna really go to a legit training school and really try and pursue it for real. Because I was in like barn houses in upstate New York and whatever, and I got hurt a lot. I had concussions. I started doing comedy and never really got back to it. Then I had brain surgery and couldn't get back to it. But yeah, so I'm kind of glad, because if I watched it, I'd probably be cringing at some of the stuff I was doing.
Okay, is there anything you want to plug, like any social media? I can like type it in the chat so people can follow you.
Yeah, so there's @RealMattMaron on Twitter and Instagram.
All right, here, I'll post your Twitter right now. Real Matt Maron on Twitter. Real Matt. And everybody give Matt a follow. He's a good guy. And again, I think this was so much better having like a little, sort of like expert witness. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was fun. And then Comedy Fight Club. We're on Twitter and Instagram also. That's Comedy Fight NYC. And on YouTube.com/Comedy Fight Club. We have new episodes each week. And the podcast I do is Locker Room Talk with Joe Gorman and Bobby Sheehan.
Perfect. Okay. Just posted your Twitter, and then I'll post the Comedy Fight Club.
Yeah.
Comedy Fight Club. And I think after this, just to embarrass myself and to be fair, I think I'm going to play either the Comedy Fight Club video I did or to play another roast battle. Because I think if I'm going to talk all this shit, I feel like I have to fucking put my own dick on the table too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, you have. Yeah, I sent you the one that you did at Comedy Fight Club a few months back.
And that was a rough one too, guys. So you guys are definitely in for a treat with that. Let me see here. And then this. Well, yeah. Thank you so much for coming in, man. You can disconnect whenever you want.
Awesome. Thank you. Have a good night.
Peace out, man. Okay, let's see here. There's that. And then we post this one more time. Whew. Okay. Are we doing this? This is going to be so fucking... Oof. Okay, here. I need to like... Woo! This is going to be bad. All right, here. Let's get into this. Chris Brown versus Stephen Wolf. I don't know how the fuck I'm going to get through this. Okay, I mean, listen, I've been talking shit for about 3 hours, so now it's time.
Fight Club, what do you say? You ready for your next fight? Introducing first,
Okay, so keep this in mind too. So there's Matt Maron. That's the guy I've been talking to the whole time. In the corner, the judges for this are Robbie Goodwin. Some of you guys might know Robbie Goodwin. He's all around like the Gas Digital sort of circuit. And then in the corner, you have Mersh and Royce. So I haven't done anything on stage in like a year and a half. So I do this roast battle, and while I'm performing, I have Mersh and Royce right behind me.
Says YouTube comment word person, Chris Brown.
All right, it's white Chris Brown time. Let's go.
What's up? How you doing tonight?
Feeling good, feeling good. I'm glad I have.
Dude, look at how crazy I look too. I mean, it's so easy to roast me. I'm such a roastable guy.
The 3 most made fun of podcasters in the world right behind me, so this should be a good time.
We're gonna be your opponent now. He looks like he either sucks dick for heroin or does heroin to suck dick.
Can you imagine how embarrassing it's got to be CJ and to bomb in front of Mersh and a Royce? The 2 guys that you've been looking up to your whole life?
Stephen Wall!
I do look extremely lesbianic in this video.
What's up, Steven? You ready for this fight?
Yeah.
Alright, 2 fights in a row with both plain white guys roasting. Alright. Samantha left already. It's not fun anymore, but 5 jokes tit for tat. Chris, Steven, which one of you 2 wants to go first?
Steven wants to go first.
Steve's going first.
What do you guys think about that move? I think that was kind of a bitch move I just did right there. Where he's like, who wants to go first? I go, Steven wants to go first. Is that like an alpha move or is that like a beta move?
Chris is going second. Fight Club, I need some energy. Are you ready for this fight? 5 jokes starting with Steve. This fight starts now.
When Matt told me I was.
Okay, already, so the bell went off at the wrong time. Bigger laugh than anything that's happened on the Def Noodles roast. So keep that in mind.
When Matt told me I was roasting Chris Brown, I was obviously worried that it was like the cool black guy Chris Brown, but highly relieved to find out it was the Chris Brown that gets into political arguments with children on Fortnite. Yeah, that shit is fun as fuck. Fuck you.
Look at you guys can see my hands are shaking right now because I haven't been on stage in so long.
You kind of remind me of like Pete Holmes, Jeffrey Dahmer, and Stephen Sondheim were one guy. You know what I mean? Like, if I had to describe your vibe, it would be Dear Evan Charles Manson.
And listen, I stand behind that joke right there too. Dear Evan Charles Manson. I mean, it's something.
Chris looks like
The notes are always beta. It's always beta to have notes.
Hannah Gatsby if she was the rapist.
Boom! That's a good joke. Listen to how good this joke is. He got my ass with that one.
Chris looks like Hannah Gatsby if she was the rapist.
Chris looks like Hannah Gatsby if she was the rapist. Come on, that's pretty good. Oh, God. Is this going to be the dad joke? Oh, God.
Oh, that was okay. Steven, I don't know much about your family, but I bet you have a stepdad and the 2 of you guys just don't get along. Like, when you thought your dad was out of the picture, it was your time with mommy?
All right, well, I'll just go ahead and kill myself now.
You roll with the punches, bro.
Listen, I even, nervously say, oh, we roll with the punches. Oh, shit.
And a greasy face. But I would, too, if I spent my whole day fucking a human pizza pocket.
Underrated joke, by the way. I would be too if I spent all day fucking a human pizza pocket.
Okay, all right. Doesn't this guy look like the starting character in Fallout New Vegas if you put all your skill points into the skill tree hipster faggot?
There we go. The only laugh that I got so far. Wait, what was that one? It was Doesn't he look like a character in Fallout New Vegas if you put all the points in the skill tree? Hipster faggot. Okay.
Yeah, we get it, dude. You used to be fat. That's all that I want to say.
See, that was one of those moments right there. Remember we were talking about this before, where somebody will say what sounds like the beginning part of a joke, and it sounds like there's supposed to be more to it, but nothing ever comes. That was an example of that right there.
You know, you're starting to remind me a lot of Derek Chauvin, because when you do comedy, we all wish we had a knee on our neck.
And I'll stand by that joke too. You remind me of Derek Chauvin because when you do comedy, we all wish we had a knee on our neck. Come on, guys. That's better than anything fucking any of those fuckers on stage said.
Chris's father shot himself in the face, and his last words were, "My son is only 6, and he's already dumb. He's already a dumb, annoying loser." That's that whole.
Oh, shut the fuck up!
God, this is so hard to watch. But I feel like, to be fair, I have to do this to be fair. I've been talking shit about somebody doing a roast battle for 2.5 hours. I gotta be fair.
I thought Jews were supposed to be funny. I don't know what's going on right now. I find it really hard to believe that you're Jewish. Like, if they're God's chosen people, you were chosen last. Shut up!
Oh, God, it hurts. Oh, it hurts!
Fight Club, give it up for the first half of that fight!
Oh, God.
Started off strong. Go to our judges. Royce Lopez, we'll start with you. Who do you
Why the fuck would I subject myself to this? This was so stupid. Do you know how many people there were in the audience? No, there's nobody there. There's no audience there.
won this fight?
There might have been one couple of 2 people and then the rest of the comedians.
Didn't think it was going to be the other Chris Brown, but you still think you hit women, so that's pretty cool.
And then look at this. One thing that I didn't realize about Mersh and Royce, you guys are going to see this. Royce has the silkiest, smoothest legs that I've ever seen. The guy looks like a swimmer where he like shaves his legs at night. I mean, he's got some fucking nice legs. I was getting pretty turned on looking at Royce's legs.
Yeah. And Steve kind of looks like an effeminate crab fisherman, which is endearing, you know? It's endearing. I'm going to have to give it to Steve on it, though.
1 vote for Steve. Merch, what do you say?
Hipster faggot. I mean, come on now. Look, he looks like he came here between rounds of glamping.
I mean, I feel like I should have to do another comedy fight club after this, right? I mean, I need a redemption.
So, we're going to give it to Chris Brown here. And Chris Brown, who, if you get an IMDb, will have like the 2 parentheses around it, hopefully someday.
Keep that in mind, by the way. Mersh voted for me.
1 vote for Chris, 1 vote for Steven. We'll go to you guys, Fight Club. Do you think the winner of this fight is Chris Brown?
Oh, God, that round of applause hurt so bad. You could tell they don't want to clap. They don't, but they know they have to clap for somebody. And they know Steve wasn't it. Oh, there's nothing that hurts more.
This fight, Steve. Whoa.
Kill yourself.
The name change was a good idea,
Yeah,
yeah.
barely went to Chris. Probably good win. What do you say?
And the crowd goes mild. This is the first time Chris Brown couldn't beat something.
Yeah, and that's exactly why I changed my name. At first, it was fun being white Chris Brown. It was awesome. People were like, "Oh, Chris Brown, run it." Then they're like, "Oh, I know what you did to Rihanna.
Really?
You beat her. You beat people."
Now we all know what it's like to be the parents of 2 autistic children. That's what that felt like. Felt like they put on the wrong anime. Honestly.
And imagine like how fucked up it has to be performing for the approval of Mersh, Royce, and Robbie Goodwin. That's what I had to do that night.
The best part was when the bell went off and you guys were both like, ah! You know?
I'm sensitive to loud noises.
Yeah. No, you? No way. No, I'll make this. You guys got you both. Fuck. It was fun. I respected Chris's. You guys were both kind of like had good moments. I respected Chris's gusto, telling a Derek Chauvin joke, and not getting that much. I've been there, so I'm gonna give it to Chris. And I know both of you guys got to go back to calling Amber Heard a bitch on Twitter, but I'm gonna give it to Chris.
Another vote for Chris. Fight Club, give it up for the winner.
And I mean, we have to remember I did win. So currently my record at Comedy Fight Club is a 1-0. So technically, the person that has been giving this commentary about Def Noodles roast battle the whole time, he is an undefeated roast battle champion. So keep that in mind. I am a champion. I am undefeated. I am pound for pound what I am. All right, and that was that. We're going to take a little bit of a break. We're going to play like 2 or 3 songs, and then I think we're going to talk about Vaush for a little while. I think it's been a while. We haven't talked about Vaush in a while. Been seeing some fun stuff from him, so we're going to get into all that stuff. Thank you guys for being here, by the way. I hope everybody's having a good time. I will be right back. Let me see here. Where is all that? Okay.
God gave us light, but somebody hit the breaker. Lost in the dark till I met my maker. Fighting for peace while I'm here on God's acres. Love thy neighbor. I don't even hate haters. They say don't be violent in the face of my traitors. We can talk about it later. My savior came in flipping tables. I'm a crusader. My heart is my anchor. The angels are crying and smearing their makeup. You dance with the devil, I march to their cadence. Feeding my kids with the fruits of my labor. I paid all my payments, I'm all out of patience, so save all your statements. You say from your basement, I stand on the pavement and fight for my people against you dictators.
Hear the cries of the crusaders, show them what we're made of. I put my armor on. Hear the cries of the crusaders, show them what we're made of.
I stand for what's right, even if I stand alone. I'd rather be losing this battle than winning while fighting for something that I know is wrong. Known all along, I have a purpose, gotta reach my people. Ain't no common ground on the battlefield that we're standing on. It's a war going on of good and evil. I'm a crusader, screaming my prayers. I'm hoping that God hear my word and find favor. Speaking my truth and my tongue is a razor that open the wounds, leave the devil disabled. I'm standing in light, so the darkness around me, my heart keep on pounding, the trumpets are sounding, I'm not backing down, and they counting me out, but I just keep on counting.
Hear the cries of the crusaders, show them what we're made of. I put my armor on. Hear the cries of the crusaders, show them what we're made of. God is not giving us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and light and of a sound mind. Put on your armor and fight. I put my armor on. Hear the cries of the crusaders, show them what we're made of. I put my armor on. Hear the cries of the crusaders, show them what we're made of. My
To be honest, I don't need to know who you been in love with, who be running around up in this public, kissing your cheek and making all this love shit. It's in the past and baby, I'm above it. Give me your love, I want that now. Give me your love, I got that crown, yeah. I don't know why we be asking stupid questions, cause if it was up to me, I don't need to know who you been with, who you seeing, who you loving. I baby, you already know. Everything I do for us, and you should let it go. Dominoes, I line them up and then I let them go. Geronimo, and that's my heart, and when you really go off with that shit, you be yelling and shit, talking about my shit that I did before you. Let go, you know what we have is so special. So I don't need to know who you been with, who you see it, who you love it. I don't need to know who you been with, who you see it, who you love it. I don't need to know. I don't need to know. I don't need to know. No, no. I don't need to know. I don't need to know. No, no. Who you been with, who you see it, who you love it. I don't need to know. I don't need to know. I don't need to know who you been with, who you see it, who you love it. I don't need to know who you been with, who you see it, who you love it. I don't need to know. 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 I don't need to know who you been with, who you see it. Ooh, yeah. I don't need to know.
Okay, we are back, everybody. Oof, microphone was off. Thank you all for sticking around. I feel like that was a lot of fun. I thought Matt was a good guest. That was good having him. I thought it was good having somebody who can like sort of appeal to authority on a lot of this shit. So happy he was here. I thought that turned out great. Now there's some stuff I wanted to show you guys. One thing from today that I loved was Tim Pool does this thing. How many of you guys love Tim Pool? I love Tim Pool stuff. I love his did you guys see Tim Pool? He came out with this he's starting a band right now. This is a new thing. So Tim Pool's starting a band. Tim Pool Music. All right, so let's see what Tim Pool is doing here. Where the fuck did he release that little video? Oh, we got Cowbell in here. Fantastic. We got Cowbell. Okay, let's go. I titled this Tim Pool Trying to Scare People. And I think I had a time code for this at some point.
High profile contributor of
7 minutes. Okay. So, as I'm sure some of you guys know, there's like this like Russian chick. She got bombed because she's like a bitch or something. I don't know what the fuck happened, but Tim Pool's he's using this as this opportunity. Oh, it's civil war. We're all gonna fucking die. And this is what he does. Tim Pool is so upfront about the bullshit that he gets involved in. And it's so fun. He's like the honest guy. He's the truth teller. He's totally got your best interests in mind, right? So he's going on this rant. He's been ranting at this point in the video for 6 minutes about how this is an escalation in conflict. This is like civil war. And let's see what he does at... We'll go to the 6 minute mark of his pontifications, and then you guys will see exactly what I'm talking about here. This shit is so fucking funny.
Who is not really Putin's inner circle. Does Putin mourn? Perhaps. But only perhaps.
I love how he talks in such riddles. Does Putin mourn? Perhaps. Perhaps. Who's fooled by that? Who's fooled by his like ridiculous pontification Tim Poolisms? You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I liked Tim Pool. 2019, I liked Tim Pool. Because if you guys remember, 2019 was the year that the left started doing all this weird shit. So like that's when Covington High School happened. Do you guys remember Covington? Covington was like the Nick Sandman kid where he's like looking at the Native American and he's racist. And then he like sued the news and made $30 million or whatever crazy amount of money. Move the screen. Oh, I'm covering the Bean Boy. Sorry. Here, let me move myself around over here. But yeah, 2019, that was the year of Covington. That was the year of Jussie Smollett. Remember that all the news at one point, they were all talking about how Jussie Smollett was attacked. And this was before everybody realized that Jussie had been lying the whole time. But you had, who the fuck was it? Oh yeah, you had, I guess, what is it? Ellen Page at the time got on the news and said how horrible of a thing this is. And I was watching Tim Pool because I got suckered into it. But then it's just so obvious the bullshit that he gets involved in. And I think this video right here, this is going to be like the perfect example of everything wrong with him.
You killed Dugan's daughter. And who mourns? Dugan himself. A man watching his daughter die. He was there. There's a picture of him staring at the wreckage.
And like, listen to this like Shakespearean way that Tim is talking. And there he was, staring at the wreckage.
Or was obliterated by would-be assassins. By assassins, we can only presume. Now, a man in that situation of that deep...
Jussie Smollett, by the way, on the Break Music playlist. His song Hurt People is definitely on that playlist.
Influence. Oh, he mourns. And the sound he will make will resonate with all of his followers, and he has followers within the government. I don't know how severe it is that it was Dugan's daughter, because, again, he's not a general. He's not in Putin's inner circle, but he is deeply influential. And when a man like this, his daughter is killed, and his attention is turned from saying, here's what I believe, to, I want retribution.
Well, it's like you're seeing this. It's all like, oh, this is very serious stuff. Okay, Tim, tell us what to do, Tim. What's our next move, Tim? How should I spend my money? How should I spend my money, Tim? Please tell me.
Listen, and that's a message that would not resonate had they actually targeted him. Now, of course, if Dugan himself was assassinated, Daria would have come out and said, my father was killed. Many people would come out and say this is a crime and a travesty. But the deep influence of the man himself would not be there. With his daughter dying, every message...
You guys ready for the shamelessness?
Every person who's listened, every governmental official will now hear his voice booming like thunder as he demands...
Listen to this fucking crazy way. And his voice will boom like thunder.
Retribution for the assassination of his 29-year-old daughter.
Who was a hoe.
So we don't know where this goes. Because again, it's not Franz Ferdinand. Before we get started,
ready for this?
I only do this in the most extreme of circumstances.
Oh, and here it really is right here. So he sets this all up. World War II times 3. We're all going to be fighting. Everything's going to be going wrong. So what do? Buy Tim Pool's safe and ready meals. Buy a 1-month supply of dried food from Tim Pool. Because he's been scaring his viewers for the past 2 years into thinking that we're all going to have to move to Montana and buy guns. It's crazy that this is allowed. He's just trying to psychologically manipulate them to feel enough fear where they purchase his fucking food. It's crazy.
SafeAndReadyMeals.com. Safe and Ready Meals emergency food kits. You can get 30-day, what do they got? They got 1 month, 30-day emergency food kit, 2,000 calories, 43 grams of protein per day. They last up to 25 years.
Dude.
SafeAndReadyMeals.com. I don't know what the world has in store. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, I don't know what the world has in store, but you better buy. You better buy this stuff. I don't know what could happen. There could be a nuclear bomb on your house tomorrow, so you should probably buy this food.
But I don't know if
today.
This will escalate to some kind of World War III. A lot of people think we're already there. And I'll tell you this. For whatever reason, you find it necessary to pick up an emergency.
Oh, you bet that that dead Russian girl that she and Michaela Peterson had a little bit of like a gay thing going on. I don't know if Michaela Peterson, I don't know if she would eat the box. Apparently she is like a raw meat eater, but I don't know if she'd be going down like that. Maybe she would. I don't know. The Peterson family's fucking weird. They're Canadian, and I don't trust Canadians or people from the Pacific Northwest. So I think really anything is on the table for the Petersons.
From Safe and Ready Meals. Just make sure it's the right decision for you. And I'll tell you, they got, you want to get it before the crisis strikes, they say. Because while we
before the crisis strikes, they say, okay, you are the they saying that there's going to be a crisis striking. So
about Civil War and World War III, there's something much more simple. Safe and Ready Meals, they show a picture of a flood. And that's it. You know, I saw a story as I was reading the news this morning about a woman who got washed away in a flood. Yes.
Oh, what was that story again, Tim, about the woman that what? Let's listen.
There's something much more simple. Safe and Ready Meals, they show a picture of a flood. And that's it. You know, I saw a story as I was reading the news this morning about a woman who got washed away in a flood. Yeah, sometimes it floods, man.
And that's the whole story. I was reading a story about a woman who got swept away by a flood. It happens. Like, what?
And when it does,
maybe tell us about the woman in the flood.
Are you going to have food that's not going to perish, that you can easily whip up and get a variety of?
This is worse than selling NFTs. Selling, like, what do you call these, MREs or whatever the fuck you call these? This is way more insidious.
Nutrients that you're probably going to need. Arrives within a few days. Safeandreadymeals.com. You get 50 bucks.
The wokeness flood is washing over us.
It's when you buy through safeandreadymeals.com. I said it a million times. If World War III or Civil War does come, I hope you've taken your precautions. You know, we had Mike Glover on the show.
Oh my God! If it did, you're setting it up like it is happening. You say stuff like that all the time. You're telling people we are going to be in conflict. We're going to be in a civil war. Buy my shit.
Amazing guy, and he was talking about how insane it is. We both work, because we both say people don't prepare. Sometimes it rains, man. You know, where we are out in the middle of nowhere in the winter, there's no snow plow in rural areas.
Okay, I just wanted to show you guys that I just was so I was so thrown back by this Safe and Ready Meals advertisement right here. I mean, it's like if somebody like commits suicide and they put out a suicide letter and it's sponsored by BetterHelp. You know, it's just like a weird thing to do. Okay. We could talk about I Saw Brendan Schaub is an interesting one. I think I want to talk about Vaush, though. I think there was some funny Vaush stuff that was happening here. Oh, my God. Do you guys know and hate Vaush as much as me? Because this is one of my least favorite internet guys. He's one of those guys where he's like, Vaush is like almost too evil, where it's not even fun making fun of him because I hate him so much. Oh, he's going to be in the corner, so I have to move the camera yet again. Okay, so this is weeaboo fucking weird sex freak Vaush who decided while he's playing some video game to give his viewers advice on how to date women. So let's see what he has to say about this.
Do you ask first or do you let them ask first for like a date with a woman? How do you show
Dude, his audience right now, the whole thing that Vaush is doing right now is he's convincing non-binary teenagers to buy guns because he's telling people that there's going to be a civil war. I mean, Vaush is literally doing the exact same thing that Tim Pool is doing, just with a different group of people. So Vaush is he's trying to convince all these people that there's this fucking civil war coming. They're going to kill all trans people. They're going to round them up, send them to Transwitz, or Transwitz, whatever the trans version of Auschwitz is where they're going to go. And Vaush is trying to warn them. So he's like convincing them, buy guns. You must buy guns. You must protect yourself. And it's getting kind of fucking scary in the Vaush universe. So even though I hate him so much, I almost feel like a moral duty to keep checking in on his community because it's just getting scarier and scarier and scarier.
without scaring them off?
Well, pretty much.
Oh, my. Okay, good. See, anytime something like that happens, always let me know because I can fix that so quick. Like that, and then like this, and then we're back. Okay.
The people that I date are either from Tinder or in social contexts where I can be very upfront with them. So I don't know if my opinion here is universally applicable, but like in my case, like for the most part, I can basically just say, you're cool. Do you want to like meet up and sometime, or like maybe get coffee first and then like I can be pretty direct about it.
Oh my, can you imagine as a woman how scary that's got to be? Vaush messaged you, Would you like to grab coffee and then have me lick your anus for 15 hours while we watch anime?
I'm not exactly asking out coworkers here. If I was asking out coworkers, then I feel like listen, okay, there's nothing wrong.
What
with
type of job? He's talking about what he would do if he was dating coworkers. What type of job would somebody like this have? I mean, really, we're talking Trader Joe's. We're talking barista. This guy is not necessarily qualified for even being around coworkers at all.
classics? All right, you know what you need to do if you're trying to ask someone out where you can't.
He's lucky, he's one of those guys. I was talking about this the other day. We were in a voice call with this guy from Ukraine, and I was thinking in my head how lucky it must be to be like a killer, to be somebody that has this need to kill, and then all of a sudden a war breaks out in your country. Like, how lucky do you have to be? So now instead of being Ted Bundy, you're fucking Ulysses S. Grant. I mean, now they're making statues about you. And I feel like the same is true with Vaush, where in any normal world, this guy is a rapist who goes to jail for the rest of his life for all the horrible rapes that he did against all the women that he comes in contact with. Like, he would absolutely, like, he seems like the type of guy who would want to find like a small woman and he would want to beat her over the head with a big mallet. And now he can actually find women that will consensually let him do that to them only because he has clout. Like, that's the type of shit that you get to do if you have clout. So he fell into some parallel universe where he became something that he shouldn't have been.
If it's like a situation where you can't just be super directly autistically upfront or whatever, like you're not from Tinder or something, there's nothing wrong with the classic, okay? All you have to do is say like, hey, you know, I have a really good time hanging out with you. Would you be interested in like going and getting a coffee sometime, or maybe like hanging out some other thing? Or if there's some specific interest that you both have, or like a thing one of you has mentioned you have at your place that's really cool, like, oh, hey, you know, I heard you have like these cool Warhammer figurines. Like do you think?
Oh my! And isn't that so telling too when he's going through the things that you could say to a woman? Like, Bex, what if somebody goes up to you and they go, oh, you want to come back to my? Would you like to come back to my place to see the Warhammer figurines? Can you imagine?
If they like something you have, yeah, would you be interested in seeing blah blah? Like,
yeah. Oh, would you like to have sex and have coffee, and then I can pour the hot coffee on your body?
No point with that, you know. The main thing, and I've said this before, but like the main thing that you need to remember, especially if you're a guy dating girls, is you need to remember that women are terrified of feeling like they're not being given an out. For a while.
Yeah, and guess what? Vaush had to learn that life lesson the hard way.
Especially if you're a guy dating girls, is you need to remember that women are terrified of feeling like they're not being given an out.
You know, Vaush has pulled a Louie C.K. standing in front of the door, dick in his hand. The woman has tears in her eyes, but he's too autistic to be able to tell the difference.
For a wide variety of extremely legitimate reasons. So the main thing that you want to do is always give them an out. Never make...
Yeah, that's a good point, too. You got to change your screen name after you get caught doing shady shit. Isn't that right, Irish laddie?
Them feel like they'll be disappointing you or potentially angering you if they decline, you know? Every question, every inquiry, every invitation...
He's like Buffalo Bill. Why won't you let me fuck you? Why won't you let me fuck you?
Should be framed like this totally
Let me fuck you in front of my Warhammer figurines. Oh, I'm horny.
Thing, and you're totally okay with whatever answer they give either way. You can go even further than that. When you're talking with them, give them outs in the conversation, like non-verbal.
You know what else is funny about this too? He's so autistic, he only knows how to mirror. So everything he is saying right here is things that Destiny has said in the past, and he's saying like, oh, a version that sounds right to his audience. He doesn't actually live by any of this shit. He just knows that these are like the right things to say, which makes this even creepier and more insidious.
You know, like don't prompt a question at the end of your latest response and see if they continue talking without your prompting. If they do, they're interested in talking to you. If they don't, that might have meant they were just waiting for you to stop talking. Doing stuff like that.
And again, it's like this shit should just be illegal. I mean, it should not be legal for somebody like this to be giving any sort of dating advice. Really weird stuff. And again, like, this is what I'm saying. So he is on this kick where he's trying to get everybody to, like, fucking buy firearms and shit. Like, listen to the way his rhetoric is sort of, like, escalated here. Listen to this guy. He is, like really going crazy right now.
Is, what should we do to stop it? Not just, yeah, it's
okay, let's scroll back a little bit.
Like, yeah, Vaush, the most important question is, what should we do to stop it? Not just, yeah, it's happening. You know what I think about that. Vaush, genocide.
And the thing is, he has all these beliefs, but he can't say them on camera. So he's like, you know how I feel about that. You know about what I think we should do about the problem.
So you think the Republicans will try to tear down democratic institutions, but the U.S. had much stronger white nationalist and eugenicist movements in the past, especially the 1877 and 19.
Okay, I'm saying if you're a non-binary teenager with severe autism and you have a disability and you are on SSRIs and Adderall, I say no guns allowed for you, okay?
Period.
Only us, I won't say what I want to say because it might be TOS, but only people that are capable of owning guns.
Yeah, soaked and left, but we didn't have the anti-authoritarian, like, coup thing. What I'm talking about is, like, what follows the deconstruction of our democracy. Certainly there have been anti-democratic political figures, even to an extent.
Oh God, what are you saying here? Ew, I can only imagine how gross his furry, sweat-soaked body would be as he peels himself off me. Oh my God. That's like a horror movie.
Not in the fashion we're seeing now. Second Ku Klux Klan had about 6 million members in 1924. That's 5% of the 114 million people in the U.S. back then. I feel like we're latching on to, like, signifiers of older eras, Well, things are more progressive today, Nike, Colin Kaepernick, trans people, Steven Universe.
Oh, okay, that's a good question. What is that thing off of his ear? So this is interesting. So Vaush is one of those guys who, when he was a teenager, he got gauges. Do you guys remember all the gauges where people would, like, put forks through their ears? They would have big fucking holes in their ears. They were so gross, and they would always have to stretch them. And sometimes their gauge hole would get infected, and there'd be pus. And oh God, there's nothing more disgusting than gauges. And Vaush was one of the fucking freaks that actually went through the process of augmenting his body. Which, by the way, if you're getting piercings and tattoos and it's like a habitual thing, you're trans. That's a form of being trans. That's what that is. So he was one of those guys, and I guess what happened is he was like, a growth was starting to grow off his gauge hole, so the doctor had to chop it off.
Cartoon Network. We don't have the Klan anymore, not really in a meaningful sense. That's something. Everything can backslide. Okay, we've got slave.
Yeah, that is the one I chose to read.
It's in Libya. All right, people. It's this.
Even if I'm not responding to all the stuff, by the way, guys, I am reading everything in chat. I got it up in the corner right here. Not trying to be rude. Sorry if you guys are mad that I'm not responding to everything. Appreciate you, Bex, Michael, Syrup, all you guys.
That we're at the end of history.
PK, obviously,
history
Cowbell.
Is some kind of ratchet where once you move forward a certain distance, you can't backslide that far. But history is full of examples of civilizations crumbling, of empires falling to pieces, of countries falling to civil war and emerging authoritarian dictatorships.
Yeah, imagine you're giving this big speech about how countries rise and fall, and you have a big fucking tampon hanging out of your ear. How unaware of yourself could you be?
And we're not special. America has relatively strong institutions compared to a lot of countries, but no institutions are invulnerable. And we've already seen ours fail, frankly. The fact that McConnell held up a Senate confirmation for an Obama Supreme Court appointee, right there, that was like democracy broken right there. Like full on. Like Republicans.
Okay, and I was just trying to give you guys a little bit of an idea of like how this guy's talking. The centuries of people have risen and fallen, and it is our time to buy a gun. I say, okay, so here's one thing I think. I think trans people should just like set up their own country at this point. I think that would be the move. I'm saying they should be allowed everywhere, but I'm saying there needs to be trans Israel. There needs to be like a trans version of Israel where it's like, 90% of the population is all trans people, and then there's like 10% cis people. They're like kind of like the Palestinians of that society. I think it would be interesting as like an experiment. We could set it up in Scotland. We can give Scotland to trans people. So I don't know, just a little thought I had. I never actually believe that he's genuine about anything he says. So my takeaway of Vaush is that he just says whatever he needs to say in order to win over his audience. So if he has to lie and say this and say that, then he will, because his whole game, he's like a baby of Reddit. So if he's like, do you guys know Beige Frequency? He's the guy, he makes like the Anthony Cumia documentary, and he makes a bunch of documentaries, but at the end of the day, his documentaries are just a reflection of whatever the highest voted thing on the Fighter and the Kids subreddit is. And I think it's a very similar idea to what Vaush does, where Vaush sees what works on Reddit, and then he sort of manipulates that information into helping him develop a clout network. That's kind of what he does. So he doesn't actually like believe any of the stuff he says. He's like, if I say X thing, it produces, whatever reaction. So that's basically how that works. Hello, Naomi. Hi. Yeah, you can turn the AC on. Go for it. How's trivia? Did you guys win? Naomi does trivia on Mondays. I refuse to go because I just hate trivia. I can't stand it. Vaush is hated by large portions of the left. He has a garbage reputation for the way he treats smaller creators. Yeah, he really does. I've seen how he's talked to like another guy I hate, Hans Vakur. He talks like shit to him. I saw this conversation he had with this guy Irrelevant, which was pretty funny. An apologist for U.S. foreign policy recently as well. Yeah, that's kind of like his MO. He's like the American apologist leftist type thing is kind of what it is. Okay, and then I'm going to show you guys, because we all love Dylan Burns. I saw Vaush did a little interview with Dylan Burns. This was before the Ukraine documentary stuff came out. And I thought this was so telling of both Dylan's character and of Vaush's character. So we're going to check that shit out. What is the time code I gave myself? Okay, so 5:11. All right, let's go to that. 5:11. Okay. Going right there. Okay, let's go.
It definitely takes time to pull people over.
Don't you like have a Patreon, but you just don't update it ever, but you still like rake in?
Hell yeah, absolutely.
Dude, that's
And okay, so he's right there. He's bragging about having a Patreon that people give him money. He doesn't put any content on the Patreon, so he's like bragging about that. Which right off the bat, that got me upset. Of course.
I haven't posted anything there in like 2 years. I consider that like the working auto renew donation. I make
Honestly,
no.
Oh, Naomi, you got a drawing request.
To
Deaf Noodles being hit with a tomato. People like you drawing stuff. People getting hit with tomatoes, I guess.
On that Patreon, I didn't fool anyone.
I'm not a communist, right? I don't know if I ever will be one. Yeah, it's not really an ideological.
Yeah, the whole Patreon thing is pretty crazy. I feel like most comedians, they release their best stuff to the general public, and then they give their worst stuff to their paying audience members. Which you would think it would be the opposite. In any like normal world, you put all your bullshit out to the general public, and then you save the good shit for the paying fans, but that is not what most of these comedians do.
It's more just like, I don't like instability after going to a country that's been kind of raked by it a little bit. But I will say, seeing you put no effort into Patreon and make so much money off of it, pushed me closer to it, man.
And okay, so this is really what I'm getting at here. So over on Twitch, there is this really pernicious sort of everybody is in cahoots with each other. So what they do is they all pay attention to what the other people are doing. And when they see that somebody gets away with doing something that they're really not supposed to be doing, the other people, they feel empowered to do it themselves. Did you knock on the door? I did not knock on the door. No, I didn't. So this is what we're seeing. So Vaush got away with having a Patreon and not putting any content on it. And sneaky, slimy, scumbag piece of human dog shit Dylan Burns is like, ooh, maybe I could do the exact same thing.
Thousands of dollars, not too much.
Oh, you motherfucker.
Yeah, it's I think that content creators should be pretty, especially like politics content creators. I have no issue with them being shameless. It's a really unstable job. We have no idea what our
Oh, it's a really unstable job. So what I should do is manipulate my fans and try to suck as much money out of them as quick as humanly possible, because I know that this shit train is going to be falling off the tracks any minute. So I have no problem with anything any political commentator wants to do to make money. Oh my God, is that not enough to make you sick to your fucking stomach?
A month from now, let alone a year from now.
Yeah.
It's
like if what you're doing could be shut down a month from now, then what you're doing sucks.
The fucking work.
Or it's really cool. Actually, I take that part back.
Doing, man, you're literally in Ukraine. Like, I don't think, like, I think you should just be as shameless about it as you want. Just whatever maximizes the income that you get, short of lying. As long as nobody's actually lying.
Honestly, man, I found it hard to fundraise for any of my shit.
Oh, and here, this is where we're getting into it. So Dylan says, I found it hard to fundraise for my shit.
A few reasons. On one account, it's like, I feel bad, man. I feel bad when I ask for money. Before when I was asking for money, I was asking for money because there's like, retard one was debating retard.
And it's like, okay, dude, you should feel very bad for asking for money for a couple of reasons. Number one, your content isn't very good. Number two, a lot of the times you are watching entire pieces of other people's content and adding extremely minimal commentary. So they're playing somebody's entire clip while they're like eating food. So yeah, you should feel bad for collecting people's money while stealing. That's a perfectly normal feeling to have. You should actually investigate that feeling.
Too, right? Excuse my French. And like I wanted to like make money off of it, and I didn't feel like that money would go anywhere better. Like if you're stuck watching Idiot 1 debate Idiot 2 on my stream, then like you got nothing better to do. You should give me your money anyway, you dumb smuck, right?
Oh God, does that not tell you everything you need to know about Dylan Burns? He's like, well, your money would be going to a worse place anyway, so me, Dylan Burns, I'm actually doing the right thing by collecting your money by doing nothing. Oh, listen to that again.
Like that money would go anywhere better. For money because there's like, retard 1 was debating retard 2, right? Excuse my French. And like I wanted to like make money off of it, and I didn't feel like that money would go anywhere better. Like if you're stuck watching Idiot 1 debate Idiot 2 on my stream, then like you got nothing better to do. You should give me your money.
And here's what it really is. Okay, so a lot of the people who donate to political streamers, they're doing so because they think that they're helping the cause. They think that they're furthering socialism, right? So when Vaush is like, or when Dylan Burns is collecting this money, the people who are giving him money, they're giving money to somebody because they think that they're furthering their politics or whatever. That's really what it is.
Anyway, you dumb smuck. Right?
And he's like, these people are just dumb schmucks, and I should just take their money anyway.
Feel like that money would go anywhere better. Like if you're stuck watching
that attitude, your money wouldn't be used anywhere better, so I should take it. What kind of fucking attitude is that?
Idiot 1 debate Idiot 2 on my stream, then like you got nothing better to do. You should give me your money anyway, you dumb smuck, right? But when it's like, you know, I'm in a war zone and I'm like, hey, asking for money because I'm in a war zone and I need to raise money to do journalism.
Oh, you're raising money, and here we go, guys. So he is raising money because he was in a war zone. Yeah, okay, yeah, we saw the footage, dude. You were not in a war zone, okay? You were nowhere near war. There were no bullets. There were no fucking... It was all hired actors. It was bullshit. So, oh, you need to collect money for your war footage? What, so you could stand around and talk to people? I'll give you money if you're fucking, like, shooting people or something. That'd be cool.
Thinking, like, they could donate this money to probably better causes. They could donate it to a million different organizations that are doing charitable work, like the Angels of War, who I embedded with, or it's like those people that I just who I just did an interview with that are like signing the artillery shells, which you actually have them as your head.
Oh, and this is where he's saying the money would be better given to Ukrainian military people who, if you give them money, they'll write notes on the artillery shells that they send to kill people with. Think about how fucking twisted you have to be to want to take part in a charity that signs ammunition that you shoot at people.
I always feel bad when I ask for money. Like, it's really just my editors, like, pushing me.
It's just your editors. Okay, so your editors were a bad influence on you.
Ask for more money.
Yeah,
but it just feels bad every time I do it.
You think that. You think in your head, like, well, they could
And
donate.
here is manipulator Vaush, who's like, all those feelings, ignore those feelings. Ignore them. You must suckle from the resources while they are available.
But they're not going to. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Anybody who could be convinced into donating you, they weren't holding onto that $5 bill for, like, the charitable donation they were going to do the next minute over. They were going to spend it on ice cream or weed or whatever. At the end of the day, like, everyone has to make the best case they can for their own funding. And it's not like the guilt you're feeling right now would be proportional to, like, you being...
I know, like, it's so fun. Yeah, he's, like, coming up with one excuse, and then he's, like, coming up with another excuse why it's okay to extract money from his fans for no reason, and more. And it's like, okay, so how do I justify the manipulation? How do I justify asking for it? How do I justify all this? This is all they think about all day, is how to justify what they do and how to make what they do okay.
No, Steven Crowder or some shit, like some genuinely wealthy person, like, well, if you're making, you know, millions and millions of dollars, should you direct your funds around? I mean, you can talk about that, fair, but I don't think you're anywhere near the point where that...
Yeah, taking money from impressionable 18-year-old trans kids. Okay, so who's the worst person? Somebody who misgenders a trans kid, or somebody who convinces them that there's a trans civil war and collects $10 a month from them? Who's the worst person there?
Even a consideration. You should be absolutely
nah, man.
shameless.
I've spent around $30,000 on all of this.
Yeah, I'd say you're not in a position to be shameless. Or sorry, wait. You are not in a position to feel shameful. You are in a position to be shameless.
Or how about this? Okay, so here's the correct way to do things. How about you go to Ukraine, you make a documentary, and then you fucking sell it. And then you make your money back like every other filmmaker, Dylan. You want to be this new filmmaker. Look out, it's filmmaker Dylan. You know what filmmakers do? They sell the movie. But the thing is, nobody is going to buy your movie. We talked to people in the Dylan Burns Discord. They refuse to ban me. I interrogate every member of the Dylan Burns Discord. I know everything about them. And they were telling me that they don't even care how good... They said the documentary could be totally boring, nothing, but they're just impressed by the fact that Dylan went to the Ukraine. That's enough for them. You can't stand behind your own material. Nobody's watching your fucking bum-ass documentary. $30,000. Do you know how easy it is to recoup $30,000 if you make a good war documentary? But you know you're not capable of that. You never will be. You're a Twitch poll loser. You live in Twitch poll. That's what they call it. That's what the Twitch poll kids call it. Twitch politics, but they've shortened it, so it's Twitch poll. And Dylan did this whole thing where he's like, I'm leaving Twitch poll. I'm going to be a new guy. You're stuck. Dylan, have you ever heard about my friend? His name is Sisyphus. Wait, how do you spell it? You ever heard of my friend Sisyphus? So if you haven't heard of my friend Sisyphus, what he does is his whole life, he's pushing a rock up a hill, a boulder up a hill. And every day he gets so close to the top. And then by the end, it all comes fucking tumbling down. That's you, Dylan. You're never going to get to the top. You're always going to be at the bottom with everybody else in Twitch poll, because that's where you fucking belong. Okay? And you're going to be fundraising off this shit. Give me a fucking break.
Go for it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you got a point. I mean, like, I've dipped in the college fund, so it's like, well, like, at this point, like, I feel like, you know, I might as well just ask. I might as well just, like, I need to lean into it if I'm going to make the dough.
Yeah.
I got to lean into it if I'm going to make the dough. I got to lean into it if I'm going to make the dough. How about you lean into trying to make a good fucking movie? Lean into that. Lean into making a good product. Lean into doing something cool that emotionally stimulates.
And fucking go for it. Don't just say, do. Be shameless. Advertise right now.
Advertise right now?
Yeah,
Okay.
say give me money on my stream.
Okay, look, all of you little Vaush heads, okay? Put down the horse and pay attention for a few seconds, okay? My name's
This is making
Dylan
me sick to my
Burns, okay? I'm in
stomach.
Kiev right now. Went to the front line of Zaporozhye, embedded with medics, okay? I'm actually about to possibly go on another trip to a very interesting site that's in the news a lot right now. I just got back from the Donbass. I was over there. I was embedded as well. We interviewed people in Kramatorsk, which is a city the Russians are trying to take. There's a lot of shelling out there. I interviewed a lot of soldiers, a lot of civilians. I just released a video where I talked to the locals in Bucha who watched.
Okay, we watch all these videos of him talking to people. First of all, they're all fake. So they said, oh, we know he actually went to Ukraine because there's a Ukrainian nun. Okay, I've seen a nun. You see nuns in other places. None of these interviews are good, okay? None of these fucking interviews are good.
Russian soldiers shoot people for speaking Ukrainian. They talk about their testimony and stuff like that. Any support you can throw my way goes towards funding fixers, paying staff to edit these videos, paying local translators. All my translators are local, and I pay them American wages.
Isn't it funny, by the way, watching this in retrospect, now that we know the full story? And this exactly, so what we're getting insight into right here is why I was so upset to begin with. Because people are like, oh, CJ's unhinged. He's crazy. He hates Dylan for no reason. Guys, look at the way that Dylan was talking about this documentary he was making, and then think about how low this is like Deaf Noodles levels of not reaching the expectation that you're putting out for yourself. That's what got me upset. Really. It's that combined with him doing this whole stunt about leaving his friends behind for clout.
I don't pay them Ukrainian wages. I pay them American wages. I feel shit about paying them anything else than what I think they deserve. And so I'm trying to put everything towards the Ukraine stuff. Any dime I'm making, I'm putting towards either my rent, my food, or my coverage. So anything you want to give me, I greatly appreciate. I'm very invested in this, and I care a lot about it.
Oh, well, that is enough to make me throw up. But I think that is going to be it for tonight, everybody. Thank you all for stopping by. This was a lot of fun. And, yeah, I appreciate having you all. Thank you so much. We'll be back in a couple days.